Try fam, can I get some love in the chat, please? Friends and family of the Try, we have a very exciting end of the year show for you with a very, very, very special guest. Somebody that we have been trying to pin down, but is literally living in the future. But we have time traveled back and forth, and now without further ado, Willing But No Able has joined us. Let's get into the show. Hello, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Hello, people. How y'all doing?
How is everybody doing, guys?
What's up? I like what you've done with this place. I got my own little box up here. It's great.
Thank you.
What is wild? What is up, people? We are back. Oh, sorry. Let me get my mic set up. What is up, people? We are back once again, showing some love on this Christmas day before Eve for some of us. Try end of the year special with our very special guest up right above us here, Willing But No Able. Everybody clap it up for Willing. You know what I mean?
Oh, send a round of applause around.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We're gonna stick Willing right up in this box right here. Boom!
It's a nice box. Whoa!
Special of a guest.
Uh-oh, he's getting big. Uh-oh. Whoa, I'm getting big on him.
Big.
Hey, Dice Switch, what's good? So let's get our intros out of the way with real quick. As you know, we are the Triumvirate. So that would be myself. And then to my right, we have my man, Mr. Kill Him Slowly.
Yo, it's your boy, Kill Him Slowly.
And a big Tri-Fam love to the silliest of the williest of the TVliest, Mr. Silly Willy TV.
Well, hello there, chat. My name is Silly_Willy TV, and it is a pleasure to have you here on our final show of the year. Woo!
Right? That's it. We're getting hype here. And man, we got some special topics lined up for you guys today. We're happy and appreciative that everybody is here. We hope everybody is having a good holiday. Also staying warm, bundle up when you go outside. Don't be getting a case of the sniffles out there. And we want to just go ahead and hop right into it. So first things first, shout out to Adelaide, first time chatter, Adelaide 84, my boy Eram Gaunt. What's going on, baby? You know,
Adelaide.
Hello, Adelaide.
Shout out to the MVP. You already know who that is. The Dice Switch sitting up in chat.
Woo!
We appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, how you going, Dice Switch?
Guys.
Nice to see you, lady.
Under the tree, lady.
Go Dice Roll. And then let's go ahead and kick it off. So first things first. You said very little nice to be here. All right, very little nice.
To have you here.
Nice to have you as well.
Thrilled to have you here.
So let's kick right into it. First things first, we gotta do some introductions. Up to the top, you'll see that there's a special gentleman there that's not usually up in the corner over there, kind of hiding out, and that's my man Willing But No Able. Just to give him his flowers real quick, Willing But No Able is right now is a fighting game streamer who also streams other games, but primarily Street Fighter V with his buddy Sam on the Willing But No Able show. So please, if we can get him a shout out in the chat, you know what I mean, for Mr. Willing But No Able. And hey man, how you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm great. Like, I mean, it's Christmas Eve where I am. I'm on the Triumvirate podcast. Like, everything's going up for me right now. Like, I couldn't be more hyped. Let's go.
Dude, I'm excited to have you, brother. So tell us a little bit about you, man. You know, what do you represent? Who are you? What are you all about? You know what I mean?
Okay, well, so my name's Will, and I run a stream, as you said before, with my buddy Sam over at Willing But No Able on Twitch. A little over 6 months ago, we decided that we would start playing Street Fighter, and neither of us had really ever played a fighting game before, so that was an ordeal. We just sort of messed around on them, button mashing, you know how it is, but we thought, yeah, we could learn this. And we sort of we'd watched some Street Fighter. You know, we hadn't ever played any. I had read, you know, a bunch of Street Fighter books because I found them at my local store, and I was like, damn, these comics are sick. Street Fighter has such a cool story. And then I started playing the game, and I was like, wait, there's no story, and this game is not like Fire Emblem at all. So yeah, that's basically us, or the premise of our stream. We're from Australia, and I like to think that we're pretty chill. Outside of streaming, I'm a disability support worker, and what I do is I use gaming to help people connect with each other and develop skills. So at the moment, for example, we've got a group of people who our organization has connected together from the Rainbow community, and we run Dungeons and Dragons for them. So like we've got a group of people who haven't necessarily come out about their sexuality or identity to their parents or the people around them, but they're now in a place where they're talking to other people in that situation and gaming with them. We've got groups of people that we're teaching to play Apex Legends. We're training League of Legends players. We have a Minecraft program. It's great. Like that's what I do. So I've encountered a lot of different games through my work, and now I've taken to streaming online.
Yeah.
Nice.
And like I remember when he was telling us all this stuff, like while we were you know, like just hanging out, and we're just like, God damn, like you got a really cool ass job.
That, like, seriously, that is such a cool job to be able to like
Yeah.
literally get paid to teach people and like bridge gaps through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's cool.
it's just inconceivable that it could have existed in my mind like 5 years ago. You know, I was like,
It's inconceivable that it can exist to my mind right now.
Yeah. Like, and that's why we also have to segue into what he does on his channel. That's why we have the fighting game music in the background. You know what I mean, for him right now, because even though he's a new school fighting game player, we had to throw some of the old school fighting game classics in there. So that's what you'll be hearing playing in the background. And yeah, man, I'll say this first and foremost. Please go follow him. Amazing dude. Happy to have him. He's decided to come on for the full show. So he's got a special topic coming up towards the end of the podcast, but he's gonna hang out and he's gonna hop into it, hang with the try.
I'm so down for it.
We got Sam Squeaks redeeming Hydrate.
Here you go.
All right, Sam Squeaks, I got you covered, boy. Let's go.
What's up, Sam?
As he pours the water into a glass.
Glasses.
Hey, he paid 100 points for that. I'm giving the man his props.
Sam is
Definitely a woman.
Sam is.
I'm giving the person a props. I'm sorry if I mistreated you.
It's fine.
Sam says she's slanging that big old. No. Hey, that being said, let's get into our first topic of the day, shall we?
Yeah. Let's go.
So, first up on the podcast, we're talking about the man, the myth, the legend himself, Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Disrespect is reportedly coming out with a gaming studio on the horizon of making a multiplayer game. If you're not familiar with Dr. Disrespect, he was a former Twitch streamer that got kicked off of Twitch for unknown reasons, moved over to YouTube, and finally came back to Twitch. But prior to that, he was a game developer who actually designed one of the stages on a game called Rogue Company as like a pet project that they allowed him to do. So he definitely does have some gaming credentials. And we're going to talk about, you know, what we think about this gaming studio. So let's kick it off with my man Kill Him Slowly. Malik, how do you feel about the whole Dr. Disrespect? That picture.
So on a personal, I've been like keeping up with this and like Dr. Disrespect as a whole and what's been going on for him with Twitch and such. And I think this is a really dope move. As people probably don't know, but Dr. Disrespect also worked on a bunch of different Call of Duty maps back in like 2012 on forward up until about like 2016. So he had a hand in a lot of maps and all the Call of Duties in between there. He also has recruited the community manager, the previous community manager on Call of Duty for gaming studio. His name is. Oh my God.
Before you keep going, the music. Can we turn Kill 'Em Up a little bit?
Literally no. I mean,
All right. Can
oh
we turn
no,
it-
you know what? Never mind. Yeah.
Yo, I could like turn myself up.
I was gonna say it might be easier if we just turned up his game. But I can also turn both the music down a little.
Yeah.
He wasn't fully at 200%, so.
I was just at 199.
Quite literally.
Oh my gosh, but yes, he's recruited quite a few people and stuff for his company called his AAA studio is going to be called Midnight Sunlight. Flakes, where is it? Because now I'm tripping up. Midnight Society is what it's called.
Sunshine in the midnight. Oh wait, midnight.
Yeah, he's picked up Robert Bowling and Quinn Del Hoyo. Robert Bowling being someone who was a community manager on Call of Duty, and Del Hoyo who worked on Halo 5, a multiplayer designer.
Oh.
I think these two are really good people to have on his side in the company, and I honestly think that Dr. Disrespect himself, I think he has the drive to make actually good games, and wants to do something that rivals the Call of Duty franchise at this point, especially from the way he's been talking. Well, yeah.
Dice Wish asks Halo. Was that clarification, Dice, or were you looking?
I'm gonna let that one sit.
You know the song, baby, I can see your halo. He worked on that,
Yeah.
Oh my
Beyonce.
God! Yes,
Yeah,
he was composer for Halo.
Definitely worked for Beyonce.
Oh my God!
Look at him. Look at him. Why would Beyonce not want to work? Look at that smile. Why would Beyonce not want to work with that? My thoughts on her is it's pretty interesting. The doc definitely has the background for this to work. It's also nice to see somebody who's so embedded into the community give it a shot and see what he can come up with. I think this is going to be a benchmark for a lot of those fan projects that people want to try to do, and people start looking more into the Twitchosphere to find their next big person that they're going to be looking for.
This really opens up a door, but I'll get into that when everybody else has put out their opinions.
Yeah. Let's go with willing but no able.
Look, I didn't know too much about this guy before I started reading up on him, and then I went and I found him on Twitter. I was looking at stuff that he was saying, and this guy seems to have the chops to sort of do what he's talking about doing. As I said, I've only sort of encountered this sort of personality recently, but in my opinion, you kind of love to see at any level. When you've got someone who has been in the industry, but not just has been in the industry, but is also a player, someone who actually likes this game and likes this genre and has experienced a variety of sort of different things in it. He's not only got the I guess the, how do you say it, the academic chops to do it, but he's got the gamer chops, and that's a blend that doesn't often appear. So I'm really curious about this, and anytime a studio comes together in gaming, that provides more jobs for people who are looking to get into the industry. We can see new developers, new designers. This is just good. It's just good in all ways.
Willie, how you feel about this?
I think it's terrible, awful, and I hate every part of it. No, I think it's so I've been on his channel, and my feelings aside about the persona, about the community, all that kind of stuff, I would say that I'm really excited for the potential this has to be an upset in the gaming community, because Malik, you brought up the good point of the fact that he does have this game development background, and he had a huge Twitch following. He has, I don't know if he stayed afloat or has grown or what YouTube has done for him, but he still definitely has enough momentum, both in terms of just like probably personal ambition, the publicity of it, and even just like the connections that he probably has at this point in time, to both from the gaming industry and from Twitch, to really make something of this happen. And I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, or but what Willing also brought up is a really excellent point. Like, this also potentially opens the door for newer, more niche, like, indie developers to come through and have a platform to do something. I mean, I don't know if that's the direction that he wants to take it in, but that would be a really cool idea, because that would open up the door to a whole new avenue of different concepts and just like everything. So I'm really excited about the potential of it.
I feel that. I was saying that, like, this definitely opens up a lot of different doors if we want to talk about connections and such. Like, come on, man. Just the other day, when Caldera just dropped for Call of Duty, like, him and Tim the Tap Man was bringing in a viewership of like 90,000 people, and that was just him and Tim the Tap Man alone by themselves, you know. And like, if you talk about his connections, there you go. You got Tim the Tap, you got Dr. Lupo, you got I'm pretty sure like Nick and all of them will do like favorites for him too if he really sat there and asked. But like, he does have the community, he does have the connections and the pull in the streamer sphere. He may not be allowed on Twitch anymore, quote unquote, but like, he doesn't need it. He's proved over and over again that he doesn't need Twitch to keep moving forward. And
we'll see how to like adamant Twitch is about that, because money speaks a lot of volumes.
Well, you got to think about it like
that's
this.
true.
The moment his gaming studio becomes real, are you really gonna keep banning Dr. Disrespect from this platform? Like, what if his game does really well? What if it's
I'm calling it now that like, exactly, if that kind of thing happens, they're 100% gonna be like, oh, we'll just call you a different name, go by your company name, whatever, but like, please come back, bring us in more money.
They'll go by his actual name, Guy, and it'll be like, nah, bro, like, I mean, he even cut off.
He will be the only person on Twitch who's allowed to simply go by Guy.
Yeah,
I mean, I do echo a little bit of what Willie was saying earlier, though. Like, when I discovered this guy and I encountered the community and I saw what he was about and the sort of the way that he carries himself, I was like, I'm not super into this persona, but that aside, like, this guy is bringing clout, like he's like you were saying, like, he's bringing attention to, he's a builder, right? You can't be super critical about everyone's persona all the time. Like, if they're contributing in a meaningful way to the community, then I think you've got to kind of grade over that a little bit.
Well, also bear in mind that his whole thing was BRs, and like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that the persona didn't match what he was playing and that kind of stuff. It's just like, it wasn't for me personally, but I can it totally was a great idea on his part.
Yeah, I think that Dr. Disrespect having like this dual citizenship, you know what I mean, of being both a programmer or a game developer, whatever you want to call him, as well as being a Twitch streamer, is just something we haven't seen like a lot of. So this is like kind of like whole new ground where I'm curious, like, okay, how's he going to develop this? Is he going to be like more of an open development where he talks about it on Twitch? Is it going to go back to closed cycles like we saw like with like other game developers? And him being in this position is really going to set the precedent for how we move forward with game developers in Twitch. And I think it's going to open up a lane for game developers in Twitch if he does it properly. The big thing that matters here is like how seriously he takes it. And shout out to Little Miss Panic.
Little Miss Panic.
Little Miss Panic.
How are you, my dear? Goodness gracious, you are up late, but I appreciate it. Hello, hello, hello.
What's up, Panic? How you?
Hello to Wales from Australia
Welcome.
and the US.
Yeah.
From the AU to the US.
From the East
Right?
Coast to the West Coast, baby. She said I'm doing good. Just had my booster jab, nap because it didn't feel great. Man, that who I see? Willing but no able up at the top right corner. Give him a wave, Willie.
Hey! I love Aussies. Oh, you already have a fan.
Hey, there you go. Well, you know. Hello, little Aussie. How you doing, little Miss Panic?
Nice.
She's like, oh my
God!
god.
Ah!
It's like, oh, he really is awesome. Yes.
In before she says, "Oh my God, that accent." That accent, no!
Oh my god.
Called it.
All right, we're gonna have to get Willing some security.
Yeah, facts though.
Watch out for those fans. No, I'm playing. But yeah. As far as the doc is concerned, man, like I think that I mean, like I think it's more the example that he's gonna have to set. You know what I mean? More so than how this game turns out. Big Cheese in the building. Cheeseburger Eddie, what's poppin', baby? What do you guys think?
Left his-
Jesus, be
bro. I
greedy.
left the stream for
Welcome to
this.
the chat,
Oh
pal.
my God, y'all are savage. I love it.
Oh, savage.
I left his stream for this. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
I agree with you, Kai. I agree with you. I think that he's set a sort of tempo that he is going to have to carry through on. But this kind of character is, I mean, in a way, like given what he's already been through, it's not like being kicked around or removed from platforms has slowed this guy down. Like this kind of person seems like the kind of person who, he could have chosen how he wanted to come across with this. He chose the tempo that he chose. So you got to believe that he's planning to follow through. Like you don't play so front loaded as Dr. Disrespect is playing in this situation if you're not planning to carry through.
100%.
So, yeah.
Like even Dr. Disrespect's
But that's-
persona on Twitch is very unique. On streaming, I shouldn't say Twitch anymore, is very unique even amongst other streamers. Like he clearly went with like an 80s style aesthetic. Everything about him like screams like 80s style machismo man. He rocks the mullet, you know what I mean, with the huge mustache. Talking about get that zoom in on him. Get that zoom in on that.
But that's the thing though, for me it's not even that, it's the fact of the matter that like he's actually playing a character. It's not about the motif, it's not about like what exactly that he's doing. It's the fact that he is playing.
Zoom in on that mustache. Zoom in on
I'm
that
sorry.
mustache.
I'm sorry.
He is playing the character. Like he's putting the effort in and holding tight to the persona, and like he carries that with him all the way through, which is what captivates people to actually keep watching him. Like I find it amazing. Like like streamers generally follow this type of pattern and path. Like they have their get-ups, their outfits, they play the parts. Sometimes they LARP, but it's just like every episode, every time he live streams, he's just consistent with it. He tries his best
Committed, baby.
not, like exactly. He tries his best to not break character. It's great.
Like, that being said, final thoughts on the doc and his disrespect, or just his game studio in general. How do you guys feel about it?
I'm gonna go first because I also want to get another thought out that I just had. Been
Oh, go ahead,
talking
go ahead.
about, which is that no, I mean I can wrap it up in one. So I think this is there's a great potential for upset here. Given how everything went down, and this was kind of saying before about like just his own personal passion and like what you guys were saying about like there's a lot of potential here for like just like a huge burst of like amazingness, and I'm hoping for some really good developments, news, teamwork, collaborations, like productions, whatever it is. I'm hoping for a lot of good to come out of this, and I hope that it in the end he stays. I realize that he is ridiculously wealthy, but I hope that he stays humble in the sense of like the fervor and passion that like of how he got to where he is through the community, through the viewers, through the gamers, stays with it as a through line going into the.
For sure. Malik, what about you, buddy?
Well, first off, Little Miss Panic, the new guy with the spider be OP though. Yes, he is OP. I've already got him.
Is that the tank looking dude, like the Black Rambo looking dude?
No, he came out a couple months ago. Like just last week, another rogue came out. Like it's wild.
Well, no, I would say he looks pretty Rambo-y, like Black Rambo-y.
No.
There's another guy that came out.
No, there's a dude who looks like literally Black Rambo.
Oh.
so, yeah.
Oh, that man, Blambo.
Now,
Okay.
now, when it comes to the Dr. Disrespect stuff, I think that there's a lot of pressure on this. You know, like I want to sit here and be like, yeah, positives. Like this is gonna be great. He has something coming up in the making, and he definitely has the willpower to go ahead and like get it done. But it's like, at the same time, as much as he has the willpower to get this done, he literally has more than enough space to fail. Like, and a fail like this, like if he were to fail like this isn't gonna go unnoticed by any means. Period. But that's just how I'm looking at it. I want to see where this goes for him.
Panic says, I hate the geezer. Like, oh, a Spidey boy. Oh, I'm dead.
Bro,
Exactly.
I gotta check out this character, bro. I gotta get back on Rogue.
No, it's for real though. That's exactly.
We all gotta get back on Rogue.
Man, I've never played Rogue Company, but maybe I should get
Well,
in with you guys sometime.
Yeah, it's free,
man.
bro. You
We
should
will
play
tie
with it.
that thought
Yeah.
in later with the upcoming announcement that we have. We'll see if we can't make something happen.
You're okay, Miss Panic. You're okay. All right, yeah. Since Little Miss Panic wants to hear the Aussie man, willing but no
Well, you
able.
go next. Yes.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
I'm up. All right. So my final thoughts are like, I mean, I see what you're saying, Killam. I see, like there is room for this guy to fail, and there are probably a bunch of people that want to see him fail.
Yeah.
That being said, I think whether he succeeds or not is, I mean, obviously I'd like him to succeed. I'd like to see the, see growth within the sort of scene and see what this new company brings. I mean, like I said, this is potentially going to open up a place for pros, people who deserve to get paid for what they're doing, for the content that they're putting out to get paid. New designers, new spaces for people to build on top of what he's building. I mean, that's awesome. That's what I'd like to see. But if he does fail, I don't know if that is necessarily worse than him succeeding, because the fact that he's done it and he's taking this plunge, it sets a sort of precedent that it can be done, and that other people like this character can come out of the woodwork for perhaps their respective genres and try this sort of thing too. He's sort of a pioneer in a way, and so more power to him. I mean, Doc, I know that you're watching the Triumvirate TTV. I know you are. So like, more power to you, buddy. Get out there, crush it.
You go, buddy.
and-
All right, you do.
And my final thoughts is, first off, shout out to the 15 in chat,
Lord.
baby.
So
you guys gonna-
loud in my ear.
Sorry about that.
For staying with us. Thank you, peeps, for staying
about
with us.
Shout out to the 15, man. We gotta
Oh
get
my
back.
God.
We're getting back to our old ways, getting hype, getting excited. But
For what it's worth, yes, shout out to everybody there who's just like all
Yeah.
of a sudden.
shout out to the 15. I'll do it tiny from now on. But as far as the doc is concerned, man, I think this is only nothing but positive. Oh, you said yes, your ears as well. I'm sorry, my mic is very loud. I apologize. I can't help it. I gotta get it. You can turn me down at any point in time. But yeah, so I think the doc is got nowhere to go but up with this one. And I think even if he does fail, ironically, like I don't think that's gonna be the end for him because he'll always get that pass as a new developer. You know what I mean? It just depends on how much money he puts into it. If it's a fail, whether or not he can keep going. You know what I mean? Like just let him do his thing, man. Let's see where it goes. I'm happy for him. And then before we segue on to our next topic, guys, we're gonna mention this a couple times throughout the stream. January the 8th, ladies and gentlemen, we are having our first subathon. Willie, can you my ears? Can you pull up the clip of or the flyer that you made so the fancy people can see it out there in chat? We're having our first subathon. We got 3 different giveaways going on during this subathon. And you'll have plenty of chances to enter and win and hang out with us. We're going to be joining people from the chat. By Dr. Disrespect.
All right, Dr. Disrespect.
We're going to have people joining from the chat. We're going to have some scheduled people coming in. If you want to be on the subathon with us, please hit us up on Discord. If you want to be a part of it, just there, man. January the 9th. Time will be, what time did we say it was?
We're starting at 12 p.m.
12. We're doing the 8th, right? Like that's
no, yeah, January 8th. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
January 8th, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there or be triangled.
And you don't want to be triangled.
And my head said that.
I sure as hell don't. That's for damn.
So give me one second.
I tried it once. It was no good.
Okay. Guys, nobody panic. Just a second. But everything's gonna go to crap.
There we go. There we go.
Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Nobody. I said stop panicking! I'm panicking!
At least my face is still on the screen.
No, little Miss Panic. We told you not to panic. I know it's in your name, but don't panic.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm panicking so much right now. Little Miss Panic is literally in here. What are you talking about?
All the anxiety that you've given me.
But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna put the flyer up here for you guys. We're also gonna post that flyer into the Triumvirate Discord tonight. So if you guys want to take a look at how pretty of a job Silly Willy did on this flyer, please go check it out.
Have it up in just...
No.
My god.
And guys, we're playing. So while we're at it, we're playing tons of games. We're gonna be playing Among Us. We're gonna be playing Rogue Company.
Yeah.
We're gonna be playing Rocket League. We're gonna be playing some Jackbox. We got so many. You want games? You think you want games?
Oh my god, that's way bigger than
And for anybody who wanted to join the
Whoa.
Discord, I just dropped the link for you guys.
There we go.
Click that Discord link, baby.
Woo!
Click it. Click the link. Click it.
Games galore. Dancing giveaways. The highest, the flyest, the guyest, the kiest. Kill him slowly. Who, by the way, if you hadn't worked it out, kill him spelt backwards, has a secret message for you. And
You
Silly
ruined it.
Willy PV.
He wants to spread his knowledge to the world, man. But yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff. Guys, please come on through, man. We're gonna have fun with this subathon, and we would love to see you there.
Mind blown. I know. It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah. That being said, guys, shameless promo out the way. Make sure you click that Discord link if you want to know. We're gonna move on to our next subject, which is Hassan Piker and iShowSpeed. If you're not familiar with the two of them, they're both Twitch streamers as well as YouTubers. Have both been banned from Twitch for 2 different reasons. Hassan Piker got banned for using the C word, and it's the word that people use to sometimes describe people of the Caucasian persuasion.
You know,
Them white folk.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I just realized we couldn't say the word.
I was gonna say
it.
it rhymes. He said a word rhymes with snackers. All right.
Oh,
He
God.
called people of the Caucasian persuasion a word that rhymes with snackers, and officially got banned.
Now, okay, I want to open on this one because,
Go ahead.
listen, Hassan. If you might, I mean, I've seen some of your content, and I'm sure that you are a gamer, and you should know that you don't call people hackers. All right? You don't do that.
You don't
Stay in your lane. That's what he called people, right? Or does it?
Yeah, let's go with hackers.
No. So snacker. Okay, so snacker is the term that we'll use. So look, I personally don't think. When I first heard this story, I thought he had been banned for calling someone a snacker. And
snacker written over his
and
face.
and the that's not what happened. What he was doing was he was talking about the word snacker.
Yo, right.
So
Thank you for picking that up.
So it's not even that he was calling someone a snacker. He was talking about the word snacker and how it is actually not really that bad of a word when you consider all of the other racial slurs that are out there, right?
Yeah, yes.
And this kind of conversation doesn't seem like a conversation that you should be banned for. It just doesn't.
Yo, mind if
Sorry, I'll let you take over, Kill him. Go for it.
Yo, like that's my exact thing about this word, though, right? The first fact is that he was like actually discussing the word, so I don't think that he should have been banned. Like, I understand the like, I watched the clip that he said it in, and I understand the context of which he meant it. Like, I get it. That's why you banned him. But at the same time, he's actually like trying to take his audience through the deconstruction of the word. And like, as this is crazy for a black person, like talking about this word, because it's like, if you don't know the history of this particular word, it's like, how are you even gonna like check this off as offensive to that group of people? Because like it's like you can't. That's not how specifically that slur works. That's not how that works. Like, it wasn't a meaning of disrespect towards them. It's more like a label of how they treated us. Like,
Yeah.
that's like that's why it's like, it blows my mind. Like, this is something that I feel like Twitch shouldn't even have put their hands into. Like, this is something they should have just been like, I'm good, and backed off from.
I strongly agree. This is like not what it has been cracked up to be. Like, this was a bananas thing to have done. Okay.
I think with Hassan Piker, you got to realize that this is a guy that does toe the line sometimes. Oh, Willie, make sure we change the title up top too.
Oh shit.
He is a guy that does toe the line sometimes with like basically playing around with not only Twitch's TOS but YouTube's TOS as well. And I actually don't mind Hassan Piker, but he has made himself quite a few enemies out there. Mm-hmm. And once they saw him frivolously calling people delectable treats, you know what I mean? That
was probably your first wrong step. Yeah. Why you got here calling people delicious treats or whatever?
Frivolously using the word of the delicious treats, and then he's trying to do like a like, bro. And here's the thing, and I'm not knocking nobody that's, you know, of the. And I know he himself is like either Middle Eastern or some kind of like, you know, non-white person.
Yeah.
But like, he still falls into that kind of group for me, because like he kind of like could pass as pretty much like anything. So it's like,
they call it white passing.
Yeah, he's definitely like white passing or white adjacent for sure. Mm-hmm. And then for him to be like, oh, like, I'm gonna be real coy here and do all this coy stuff and try to like defend, you know, African American. It's like, bro, you don't gotta do all this. This is Nancy Pelosi with the dashiki. You know what I mean?
Can I just chime? I just want to kind of jump in here because I don't think it's exactly the same thing. I think that it's a little bit different because in the context of what he was doing, he was responding to someone in chat saying that being called a salty snacker was the equivalent of the other term that we do not say, like the equivalent. He was saying it was the equivalent, and he was responding to someone saying this is what it is in his chat, and people in his chat actually agreeing with that, and he was like, no, you're wrong, like that's not what this is. So I don't think that he got on the platform to defend this word. I think it was just something that happened during his stream, wasn't it? Or did I misunderstand that?
So it's not a matter of whether or not it's the fact that he used the word at all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And basically what I'm trying to say is there's kind of this thing, how there's like mansplaining. There's also like white-splaining too. You know what I mean? Like, which is like a lot of people who are like left adjacent tend to like really go overboard. Hassan is a white salty snacker. Willie is having too much fun over here.
I was waiting for you to notice that what he did.
All right, but the idea behind it is like you don't really need to say anything. Just be like, yo, man, that's messed up. You know what I mean? And keep it moving. You don't have to like give like a whole like lecture on why this is what it is, because you just open up yourself for opportunities like this. And never in the history of ever have I looked at someone Hassan Piker adjacent or not. You know what I mean? Like, and been like, it's a good thing to try to explain this to a massive amount of people. Just chill. Just say, hey, man, don't use that word, ban it, and keep it going.
You know what's funny to me is that like I've never seen the word snacker used as an actual like direct, like I've never seen someone come into a place and be like, F you effing C, you effing snacker and stuff like that, right? Like I've never
did not
seen
have-
that.
I actually have, but
I would probably laugh if someone said that to me.
That's the other
we
part of that
admittedly
too.
kind of did, but this was also a different time, so
It's not even. It's like it doesn't carry that same feeling behind it. Like,
No, it
like if
doesn't.
you go up to a black person and be like, "You N-word," like there's like a bunch of
yeah.
people that's gonna look at you like, "Oh, this person lost their mind." Like you messed up today. But if you go down the street yelling, "You effing snacker, use a snacker this," people will look at you like.
wait. Can I read?
So?
This Penning says, "I'd be
I
like,
love that.
you want cheese, bro?
I love that.
Look, you calling
you
me
really
fat,
can.
huh?"
Look, see, look, even little Hispanics like I don't even. It just doesn't carry the same weight, even if you mean it. Even if you mean it with animosity.
Not if you're under the age of 55.
I'd be like, you're damn right, MFer, I'm gluten free.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just.
Yo, can you imagine just somebody going like full on into this? Like, hey man, you rich bits,
I'll be
charcuterie
dying.
cheese it.
Man, you Nabisco motherfucker.
Yo, I would laugh so hard. I'd be like, please.
Are you calling me a biscuit? I'm at least sourdough, all right? Like
I'm at least a roll. I'm not a biscuit.
Yeah. You slime sucking saltine.
Oh my
Like,
god.
damn, I gotta be a saltine. I can't even be a Ritz. Like, can I move up in the cracker roll?
Nah, man.
Wait,
you the square ones. You the
Am I
square
at least
one.
whole wheat, or am I fucking white over here? Like,
Yeah.
Yo,
I do have one more thing to slightly say about this, and this is just something that I mean, it's adjacent to this, and that is that I do think that people are very, I mean, maybe it's a cultural difference, right? But people are very sensitive about this kind of stuff, like really sensitive, almost in my opinion too sensitive. Like down here, and I'm not going to say this on your channel because I respect the three of you, but down here we have a different C word that in this country is incredibly normal. Incredibly normal.
well, no, it's also
All the
incredibly
Alex
normal.
says it all the time.
Right?
It's
and-
incredibly
and-
normal with everybody in UK too.
And
Yeah.
no one would be offended by it. It would be the equivalent
It's
of
so
like your
lovely.
friend.
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
No. Honestly, let me give you context for it. The equivalent would be your friend is doing something dumb but also funny. and you're like, man, you're such a dick. You know, it would be like that. It would be like that. That's how you would
Exactly.
use it here.
Culturally, it's exactly like that. But if you say that word in America, like for
Yeah.
some reason, Americans get offended, and I never understood it. When I was younger, I used to feel like, well, damn, that must be a terrible word. But like when I grew up and met some more people outside of my culture and my country, it was like, oh no, this is literally the equivalent of calling somebody a dickhead.
But I don't. But
Nah. It definitely. All right. So this doesn't have like the connotation that we have of today, but previously, like I was saying before, if you're over the age of 55, like you probably remember when that could have been used as a term that, like, you know what I mean, like really got under people's skin. You know what I mean? Not to the point.
55 though, like
You gotta be pretty old. You gotta be pretty
Well,
old.
okay,
Like,
so I think there's something valid here to be said about the fact that, like, as time passes, the implication and the meaning of some words can change. And it's allowed to change. And I don't say that to say, like, I'm gonna now go around saying the word or any word. Like, I will be as respectful of what people want to hear or don't want to hear as I can be. However, I also definitely think that, like, in kind of almost in line with, like, when people, like, slip up on trying to be respectful to other people, like using incorrect pronouns, is just like there has to be a sort of a breath that's taken, like, because, like, you don't know if that person got raised in a different culture and just happens to speak with an American accent. I mean, it's like the amount of possibilities that exist out there are infinite, like are huge, and there is obviously respect is key, but there is a certain thing to be said about, like, just kind of either letting something go or allowing a different meaning of a word.
yeah.
I just want to address the fact that we're talking about cultural respect. We've got Snacker plastered against his name.
That's neither here nor there.
Are you talking about you know what? Never mind.
You've got Snacker just complaining. But
You know what? You're right. And to that
Look,
end,
I thought that it was just. I thought that was the official art for the topic, which is up above the screen and everyone can see. So, like, I thought they worked well together. I didn't realize.
Willie drew that while we were talking.
there we go.
Yeah.
So wait, I'm gonna hit the young bathroom,
Okay.
but in the meantime, Julian, you want to get on the second half of this topic?
Yeah. Let's pivot. So coming up, the second half of this particular conversation is we're going on with iShowSpeed. If you guys aren't familiar with iShowSpeed, this guy is kind of a bit of a wild card. He's a crazy dude who does a lot of crazy stuff on live, is in contact with a lot of celebrities for some odd reason, and is blown up on Twitch over the past course of the couple of months. iShowSpeed recently was on I guess like a dating, we'll call it like a dating stream, and he asked a girl, like, if we were the last two people on Earth, would you get with me to repopulate the Earth? She said no, and then he uses the words like, who's gonna try to quote unquote stop him? And this was clearly a red flag for Twitch. They banned his entire channel without the possibility of return. Yeah. And I guess I'll kick this one off because I probably know like the most about Speed. One, Speed mentally has got some issues going on up there, man. I can't really talk about like this dude with like kind of a straight face because he's always doing something super outlandish. He was like, I know he came up with a rap one time where he was like, listen, I don't care if somebody's a man, I'll still get with them, and all types of crazy stuff that comes out of his mouth. But beyond that, I look at him as a character that really needs some help, because beyond that, like, the people that are in his corner, in his circle, really aren't teaching him how to do stuff. And this kid clearly needs like therapy. Not to say that excuses like anything that he does. You know what I mean? But yeah, it kind of sucks. Dog, why the F my neighbor asked me to use my car north? That's what? That's
what?
weird,
I
dude.
I love that name, by the way. 5 foot fine.
Yeah, that's my old GF. It's my old
To
lady.
go to North? No, no,
Yeah,
no,
like,
no.
yeah.
No. 5'9", talking about dog. Why the fuck my neighbor asked me to use my car to go to North? No.
5
No.
foot fine says even my womanism channels are talking about speed. Yeah, like a lot of he's actually caught the ears of like a lot of people outside of just like the gaming sphere and the Twitch sphere. Like this has got around. That quote has got
Can I
around.
chime in on this, please? 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
like ISO speed is only like 16. Is that? Did anybody for the 5 seconds? Like, because I read these articles, but like nowhere does it state that this is a 16-year-old high schooler who does not understand repercussions of the words that he says yet. Like, when I was 16, I said some really wild and off the wall shit to people. Like stuff that I had to apologize for later on in my adult life. But like no one held those things against me. No one was like, "Oh, this is a bad thing. You said something stupid." Da 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 da. Not like that, but it's like he's 16. Like this is the thing that I want people to conceptualize here. What 16-year-old that you know has never said some wild shit? And then not know the repercussions of such a thing. The ones who do, the 16-year-olds who do know the repercussions of saying wild shit like that, we all say are mature beyond their years. They're so wise, they're so smart, they're so adult. Like that's what we say to them. But like the normal not looking at it. But the normal average 16-year-old, you expect something like that from them. So that's what I don't.
So like building off that, but before I do, first can we just acknowledge I show speed with no brakes? Like, Willie, you've outdone yourself. Well done, man. But like the the so I get what you're saying, Killam. Like this guy is a young guy. His there's no doubt he was trying to be an edgelord, right? He thought what he was saying was like super edgy or funny.
Exactly.
And like so this is the context of what happens. But the thing about Twitch and
Well, this is more like a
social,
Twitter
like,
problem, honestly.
yeah, this is like a social media thing in general. Like social media is not the public square, it's not like you're outside on the street and you're just like talking to people. I know it feels like that sometimes.
Oof.
But this is like a privatized company with terms and services that bans people for having conversation about snackers. Okay, like this and what this kid, and he is a kid. I don't mean to sound like I'm talking down about him, but he is a kid. He's 16. He's what, like year 9? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, if he's like 16, that has to be like 10th grade max.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
he's in high school. What this kid's done is he's put himself on a public platform and then like leaned into a camera and basically said to someone, I would commit a crime against you against your will in this scenario, and who would do anything about it. Like, that's full on. You can't do that.
You can't do that. Like that.
Yeah.
Like, if we touch on what Dice and 5'9" are saying, like
thank you. I was literally about to bring them into this. I was gonna say, yeah.
Thank you, sir, for the name compliment. And I didn't let my neighbor. We did not know the dude was young at all. And the Dice Switch says, "Damn it, Will.
With the picture.
5'9". I would not expect rape requests from even a young dude, though." The
Yeah,
Dice Switch
exactly.
says, "No, I really feel like that shit isn't encouraged, no matter the age. That shit isn't a joke, and lots of young high schoolers know that. Like that makes my blood boil." Which Dice Switch, you are absolutely right that even like at that age, like it's supposed to be like better known. But like that's even more of my point. Like, yeah, sure. At that age, we're supposed to be drilling that home that those are that's the wrong thing to do. But like, this is still a 16-year-old kid. This is still a 16-year-old. Like, you can tell them stealing is wrong, and they still.
I want to touch base on this real quick before we like. I got you, Willie. But
we'll go.
like the thing about this is understanding, number one, that like this was meant to be like a shock value type thing. You know what I mean? Like, clearly these people are online across the galaxy together in an impossible scenario. He's saying stuff for shock value, and he is, like I said before, he is himself, from what I see of his persona, just not a very mentally stable person to begin with, on top of the fact that he's young.
Okay, so
like, and the idea like behind it is, I mean, yeah, I think he's right to get banned, but like,
let me know. I need to get my first thought out here because I haven't actually had a chance to respond yet to this, and y'all have just gone off and continued and things and just forgotten about me here. I'm starting to get kind of pissed at myself, and I'm gonna start making empty threats. No, I'm not going to do that because that would be too soon.
Go ahead, Willie.
So Dice. First of all, I want to address what Miss Panic has brought up because it ties in what you were just saying, Kai. Which is, I guess it depends on what has been said, though. Certain experiences, some cope with trauma by making edgy jokes, and I used to do that, so we don't know what his home life is like for him to think that's okay to make a comment like that. Dicewitch says, at 16 you can drive a car, a machine that can kill multiple people. If 16-year-old is old enough to drive, is old enough to understand the concept. I mean, step away from this one. Before you do, Dice, before you do, let me, this is what I want to say about this. I appreciate to a degree that yes, he is 16 and high schoolers say stupid shit. That is not a good enough reason for like to excuse him. That's not an excuse at all. Much like Dice has pointed out, 16-year-olds are entrusted to 16-year-olds in some states. Although this is bringing up entirely different issues I don't really want to get into right now. But, like, in some states, 16 years old is actually considered, like, an adult in some ways. So, I don't, like, the whole notion of, like, him being a high schooler. I did dumb high school stuff, too. I'm not going to say I didn't. But here's the problem, is that you are on a public platform. And, yes, there may be mental health issues, and I'm not trying to downplay that at all. But you are still on a public platform. You still have people watching you. And so, you can't not be on the Twitch scene and not be aware of controversies that have come up with other people saying things and then getting in trouble. So it's not like the example doesn't exist out there in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around long enough to know.
Additionally, Twitch has very specific rules about this kind of shit. And even if he did not directly make... That's still a threat. You are still threatening somebody as the streamer. Even if that's not your intention, it is going to come off that way. And...
I think that's the important bit. I think that's the important bit. The important bit is that you can't say to someone, like, if you, it doesn't matter if you're 16 or not. If you're outside your school... and there's another person who goes to your school and they're going home, and you say to them, like, you walk up to them and you say, hey, like, have a nice walk home. I hope you don't get raped. That's not okay. It's not okay.
Not only is that not okay, but you could, like, depending on where you are, you could get in trouble with your parents, with the authorities, like everything.
For TOS purposes, guys, let's make sure. I don't know if that word's allowed or not.
But
someone said it earlier, so
you bring up a really good point, and this actually very instant brings up a very good point. And actually, Dice actually, I'm not. This is not to throw her under the bridge. Dice said something. Made a comment in my stream on Wednesday with a word that I'm not going to bring up here because it is offensive, but at least to Americans. But I said to her, I don't personally I'm not personally offended by that word. However, given the fact that this is a chat room and there are going to be people coming in, I need to be respectful of that, and so that is one of the things I'm just not going to allow in my chat. You always, as the streamer, you almost bear responsibility akin to a bartender with drunks.
Yeah.
What you say and what you put out there can definitely be held against you. You don't even have to worry about was it recorded. You are making the recording. It's just I sympathize to a degree the mental health aspect of it, and even what celebrity could have brought to that to make it even more egregious and like aggravated the situation. But there is like it. Twitch is so clear about that. It's a wave going through Twitch even as it is of just like respecting one another, and it's just nah. I'm sorry. Like I can't shrug that off in any way, shape, or form.
So is the ban? I mean, for me, I'm happy with the ban. You know what I mean? Like you said it. Can't say that shit, bro. You can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you got to put into perspective the person that he said it to, how they feel about it. You know what I mean? And like, you know, what that may have instilled in them. He didn't know what that person was going through. He's just out there just saying whatever he wants to. You know, mental health or not, but like it's a wild subject. But I guess because I kind of don't want to stay on this one for like way too long, because to wrap it up, guys, do we think that the ban is enough? Like,
is enough or is too much?
I think the ban, it's not about it being enough. Like, I don't care about the ban. That's not the thing. I think that the realest issue is the fact that we need to make sure that people like him and in his age group and peer group are educated on why this is a bad thing, on why they can't say and do shit like this. Because I think that's where the issue is coming in. Like I remember being a teenager. People just tell you that this is wrong. People don't take the time out to really explain to you why something is wrong. And like that may change now, but like I said, like he needs to be explained to and shown why this is wrong. Not just like banned and thrown to the wolves.
So putting aside,
he needs
Mark,
a little bit of
the
he needs
issue.
somebody to mansplain to him.
Well, putting aside the issue of what he did, which I totally disavow and think is reprehensible, but like putting that aside, this should not ruin this kid's life.
No.
Okay, like that's I think what Killam is saying, and I do agree with that, because one of the things that has shifted in sort of the way that things function is that, as Killam was kind of pointing out earlier, when you're young, you say and do stupid stuff, like horrible stuff, right? And you don't know how horrible it is. And yeah, does he deserve the ban? Absolutely. Does he deserve to carry this for the rest of his life because like social media and, you know, news media and stuff will report on it? I don't think so. And that's something that we as a society haven't quite figured out how to handle. So like there is that other side to it, and I agree with Killam, but I don't really know how to fix that. I don't know how to address that at the moment.
So two things I want to say. Hold on. First, I want to address 5.5 comment. Honestly, does the ban even matter because it originated on Aiden Ross's page? I don't know. That's a very good question to ask, though.
Yeah, you can get banned on other people's pages.
Yeah, if they can identify you.
Yeah.
The second thing I will say is that, given the history of how this stuff goes, it's gonna like. This is sort of on him, his friends, and his family at this point in time on how he pulls through on this. Because I agree that it shouldn't hold him back. However, I don't think that like he should be able to move on from this. I think he needs to own it and understand why what he did was wrong, and almost champion the other side of being like, no, we need to be respect. Because if he doesn't, then it's very likely that he is not going to be able to make a recovery from it.
Oh,
So,
no disagreement.
Yeah, I've got kind of like two. I'm gonna try to wrap these up real quick. Two different kinds of perspective on this. One being the fact that yes, being a teachable moment is important, but if he doesn't have the people around him to teach him to do the right things, then is he ever truly going to learn? And I look at a guy like IShowSpeed as a guy who was barreling downhill anyway. You know what I mean? And then secondly, whether or not the public opinion, you know, idea of him should shape the way he is for the rest of his life. Unfortunately, that's what we are in the age of the internet. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's what I'm saying though.
People do things one time and that's what they get known for. And then you could have a million other videos out there. And to speak for the women out there are women I heard that have posted racy photos or done something like, something that was, quote unquote, not ladylike or appropriate. And that's what they get labeled as for the rest of their lives. So unfortunately, with somebody like Speed, you know what I mean? Like, them's the breaks, brother. You did it to yourself.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately.
see, that's exactly what I'm getting at. Is that I agree with my husband. This needs to be a constant. As in Wait.
Yeah.
5'5". Do you want to meet me in a room, like aside? Do we need to have like a little? Does Kai know about us? Like, what's?
This guy know about us.
Developments.
No.
There'll be 2 body bags tonight.
But Kai, what you're saying is exactly what my point was. Is that like it's like in this day and age, it's like it is so easy for something to get tacked on to you if you were involved in it, regardless of whether or not you deserved it. In this particular case, yes, obviously the backlash, he had this one coming. Which is exactly why I'm saying my point of it's gonna like how he responds to it is going to dictate whether or not people
Thank you, baby.
People may not forget, but forgive.
Yeah. Which I think should be the way of. But that's it for me on this stuff.
Yeah. I think we should move on,
Yeah. I think
Let's also
we should
take
go
it.
forward.
Let's just take his picture down too, so Dice knows that it's okay to come back. And Willie, if you want to like send her a little message, be like, hey, like it's over.
Yeah.
And then while he's doing that, the Nintendo Indie Direct, ladies and gentlemen. So Nintendo decided to do an Indie Direct, showing off some of their individual developers that they've got coming out with games for their platform, the Nintendo Switch. And we're going to be talking about that, specifically Sea of Stars and Endling. Malik, I know you were excited about this one.
Let's go.
Yes. This I was on. See, so personally, I'm only excited about like one-ish game on this whole thing, but I like the fact that Nintendo digs into the whole like indie developer scene, like they've been proving year after year that they really are a console that's for the indie developer, which is like wonderful. I guess the first thing and the thing that caught my eye that I'm gonna talk about on the indie direct was Sea of Stars, which apparently has the composer from Chrono Trigger and
you're talking my
battle
language.
system. Yeah, right. And the way the battle system is set up is supposed to be reminiscent of Chrono Trigger, and it's just like I dig it, dude. I really dig it. Anything, man. But then again, I'm a sucker for Chrono Trigger like things.
Yeah, I mean, who isn't for overall? Like,
Oh man. Nothing is like more iconic to me than like the music from that game, like Frog's theme, Robo's theme, like man,
Charlotte's
just, like
did it for me.
yeah, and like the whole like time travel thing, the meeting at the carnival, like man, that game is epic. It is such a good game. And the moment that I saw this, I was like, this cannot come fast enough. Where is this game?
Yeah.
I'm super hyped for Sea of Stars. I was a huge Chrono Trigger fan, like growing up, and like honestly, see the thing is that it's not gonna have Akira Toriyama with the artwork behind it, but that's okay. If you give me a similar feeling type of game with some mechanics that kind of mirror it, I think I can have a good time with it. And a lot of times with games like this that come out using the older genres mechanics, these are usually passion projects. So like we know,
Yeah.
so like Sea of Stars looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I'm
good.
definitely gonna have to agree off of that. Besides that, I mean, there's like other like little tidbits of games in here that I like find interesting. Nothing I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go out and play, but like there's some pretty interesting concepts here, just to name a few before we really start talking about them. We got like Locomotive, Afterlove EP, Dungeon Munchies, Extinction
looks
is
beautiful.
Forever. It was actually one of the like besides Sea of Stars, the most interesting thing I've seen on here. You know, like
gameplay.
what happened?
I'm just looking at the gameplay. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's mad.
Well, right, look at the Sea of Stars game. Tell me this ain't Chrono Trigger. Tell me this don't make you feel like, oh yeah, I'm about to play some Chrono Trigger real fast. Tell me that isn't the one thing that don't like. Yeah, there we go. Tell me that wasn't Lavos. Bruh. And so I was like, this game, I can't miss this one. This one looks like it's gonna really hit.
Oh man, it's so good. I can't wait. Like, oh man, it like even just looking at the gameplay, it is so reminiscent of it. Even the way that things move, like they hover in the air and sort of move slightly, like this is it. It's like I'm so ready for this.
yes, I'm gonna agree with that across the board. I want to see what this scene is about. Like, I better be able to be in the bar and drink.
Yeah, what do you guys think that like the overall feel is gonna be like?
Look at this hottie. I want this guy on my team.
Well, I feel like they're going for.
Well, let me finish that statement. What do you think the overall feel is going to be like for like the newer consumers? Do you think this is going to be a way to segue some new players into this style of game? Or do you think it's going to be strictly a retro, you know?
No, I think this game will definitely. And I'm speaking for all the games that's been coming out in this type of genre lately. Like, just in the past, like 2 or 3 years, these games have really been bringing people into these types of games. I mean, look at Project Triangle. I know that's like a weird thing to bring up here, but it's like it's being called the next Final Fantasy Advanced Tactics. Yeah, it's being compared to that game a whole lot, and like people really want like to get into that one. A lot of newcomers and like older players, and I think a lot of these games that are pushing for that like old feel and style are trying to bring people back into this. You know, I think this game in particular is done by a studio, Sabotage, whose specific goal is to make retro-like games. If you go to their studio page, like that's in their mission statement.
Willie, what do you think about the Sea of Stars?
I think it looks great.
That's our guy, chat. That hottie.
No, I'm super. This looks great. I mean, I don't have a Nintendo, so there's not much I can do about, you know, besides living vicariously through my Nintendo owning friends. But it looks great. I'm pumped for it. I don't really know a lot about the backstory of it or the game that is Chrono Trigger, but I do know that Chrono Trigger is a huge title and that it's bringing up this feelings of nostalgia and like that kind of thing. I think is a good sign, and definitely speaks to not only the design, possibly mechanics, but also just, you know, hopefully what will end up being a good experience for the gamer.
Yeah, and when you get games like this, what I love about when indie developers come out with these like titles is that they really do try to advance it. You got to look at a game like Shovel Knight, you know what I mean, and what that did for the 2D platformer genre. Same thing with like Super Meat Boy, or the Legend of Zelda style with Binding of Isaac. Tavia wasn't here for that one. So like, you know, but every time one of these developers gets a hold of these games, they take it and they find like brand new life that these games wouldn't have had previously. Yeah,
definitely agree with that.
The other thing is, I think that we can, like, some people have for some time underestimated Nintendo. And I think Nintendo is easy to underestimate because it's...
Oh my gosh, wait, the tiny tuna with 5 gift subs out here.
Yeah!
Oh, hey.
Yo, Tiny Tuna, thank you so much for that gift sub bomb.
It's the tuna.
Oh, fish of the sea. Oh wow, Abel, you are breaking up, brother.
Abel, you've been broken. Yo, Tiny Tuna, thank you so much for those gift subs. That was amazing. What an entrance too. Shit.
I know. Came back with a boom. How you been, Tuna?
Tuna, we missed you. Happy holidays, Tuna.
Am I okay now? Can I be heard?
Yeah, you're a lot better now. I don't know
Okay.
what happened.
What happened there? Sorry,
gotta-
the gift subs it got me too hype. It blew up my internet.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you kick that router every once in a while, brother.
That's right. I got so excited that I punted the router a little bit too hard. Thank you, Tiny Tuna, for giving the gift subs. You champion, legend.
Hey, Tuna, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. We appreciate that.
So you guys Tuna, Tuna, you have been an integral part of the try, and definitely are one of our family members. Thank you for being you. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the subs.
True try fan. Oh,
Oh, damn!
with the 500 habits, mocking
We're
Oh!
just rolling in nice.
Oh.
Not to be outdone by the Tiny Tuna. Hot damn!
Hot
I know.
damn.
Hey,
Yo, Machina, thank you. We gotta get some
you.
shout outs to these people.
Yeah,
Our shout out,
yeah.
is our shout out not working?
Shout out.
Everybody
Hey.
go follow the Tiny Tuna. Do
Everyone
it up.
follow-
Kill him. Can you get us some
I got
custom shout outs in there? Yeah, thank you.
God shit.
Yeah. Dude, we appreciate you, dude. Like, oh
Thank
man.
you so much, Machina. That's huge.
This-
Appreciate that.
This is our second almost hype train of the night.
Right?
we keep playing with that button. We're just like, oh, we're almost there. No, but seriously, Machina, we appreciate you. Tiny Tuna, we appreciate you. We're gonna get you guys some shout outs. Make sure you follow Tiny Tuna, please. And
Please.
Machina.
Follow both of them. Tiny Tuna is one of the greatest streamers I have ever known.
Yeah, once you catch her stream, you're gonna be like, man, I'm so glad I followed this.
You're gonna
page."
be like, how is this person not a partner yet?
So that being said, let's whip it over to Endling, which is another game that's coming out from Nintendo Indie Direct. Machina coming through with the 5.
Oh! Machina!
Oh my god!
Whoa!
Jesus Christ!
What the?
You just turned us all into the highest Sopranos we could reach.
I
Good
know.
lord!
Wow!
And thank you. We're proud of what you guys have done on your end too. And
Yes!
make sure- shout out to the Steam Machine, bro. For real,
Shout
for real.
out, a huge shout out to Machina and the Steam Machine. Y'all, the family and the relationship that we have fostered is just about the greatest family I've ever known. From the love, the fights, the gaming, everything. It's love you guys.
And happy holidays to everyone out there, man. Seriously,
Happy
thank you.
holidays.
Yo,
You know,
and go hit those links, everybody that's out there, and follow Machina and
Do
Tiny
it!
Tuna. Do
I'm
it.
not-
Do it!
I'm not
Dice
gonna
Witch
try.
coming in
Dice
with the
Witch,
good
no!
stuff. Not trying to be showing up. I see.
Dice, what are you
Yo.
doing?
Oh, really? Oh, I see you. You being sneaky up there in your corner.
Hey,
Hey,
you guys!
Yo,
Yo.
stop playing. Hold on.
Hey,
How we
Level 4 hype train. Let's go!
Hold on.
Oh my god.
There is a grave issue going on here that I need to fix. Keep going, guys. Keep going.
Yo, seriously, man, thank you so much. We can't say enough. We can't do this without you guys. We love having you. We love hearing your conversation points. We love talking to you. So from the whole team here, guys, yo, thank you so much. We are blown away right now. Seriously, Willing.
I'm feeling a little C-man stress right now, to be honest with you.
Yo,
That's how blown
It's
away.
the Polar Express. Hell yeah, it is.
yeah. So sincerely, from the bottom of our hearts, Machina, Tiny Tuna, Dice Witch, Willing but No Able, thank you guys for the
Dollars.
subs and for our first hype train, baby.
Our
God,
first ever hype train!
Thanks for coming on through and being a part of this.
Echoes of Chaos. Silly, I'm here.
Yo!
You got-
Chaos
you-
is here!
Chaos.
yo, the whole gang is coming.
The whole Coas gang. Loving it.
No.
Oh, Abel, you are bugging, my buddy.
Just a little bit, but it's all good.
Discord being a jerk again.
Man, what's going on?
Yeah, And shout out to the 18 that are in chat right now, man. Dude, we appreciate that, dude. All right, so
Willie felt like he on auto-tune right now.
I know.
It's kind of ill.
Echo says, silly, guess
sorry,
what?
guys. I don't
What's
know what
up?
to do.
What's up, Echo? I'm a
It's
little
just
bit
that you're
afraid about what's about to happen when you say "guess what," though. You and "guess what" have a tendency to like cause me to like go into minor panic attacks.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit scared because Willie is scared.
Oh my gosh! Echo! What are you doing? I would have never guessed!
Oh my lord.
No! Freaking Echo coming in with it. Y'all, what?
Oh my days.
Oh my god, dude. Thank y'all so much, man.
What?
Level 4 hype train complete?
We're on level 5, baby. It's all down here from here, man. Yo, dude.
I don't. Y'all, I am so sorry that we don't have a big splashy thing going on our stream right now. I just thought I fixed it. But, let me do you a personalized little thank you, Jake. Okay.
Dude, we appreciate the ever living crap out of all of you. And yo, level 5 hype train, yo, baby, we did it,
Level
guys.
5 hype train, my god. In
So let me
all
tell you,
my
man,
days, I have never seen a more sexy motherfucker than Echo.
Gotta hit him with the shout out.
Oh
If I gotta
my
do these
God.
custom shout outs, I will try to be clever. I ain't gonna sit here and say the same thing over and over again.
I'm like, yo, I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving it. I'm just sitting up here. I feel like busting a rap out, but I'm not. Let's
hit him with another sub and he'll bust a rap out. Do it quick.
Don't put me on the spot here.
Nah, we're not gonna be asking people for subs right now.
Yeah. So all right. So the show must go on, and we want to say from the bottom of our hearts, from us to you, thank you so much. But the show must go on. So Endling was what we were gonna talk about. Where we got bombed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That old thing. What? No.
Dude, what are you doing, Echo?
I wasn't serious.
Oh, he heard me say the show must go on, and he slapped me across the face with and told me to shut up.
Dice says, no, y'all need to wait. Echo's gonna do
Oh
this.
my god. Yo,
Bro.
Echo, happy holidays to you, my guy. Thank you so much for that. Holy crap.
Dude,
man.
Wonderful.
He
Y'all,
said,
okay, let me
"As a rock."
actually take a personal step. Let me just take a moment to step out and give a quick shout out to Echo. Echo is a personal friend of mine. He is a terrific Welshman, a terrific streamer, and just one of the best supporters I have ever come across. This guy comes in, just shows love in various ways, and please, he deserves all of your love back. He is the kind of guy that will literally give you the last $5 in his pocket so that you can go do something or go eat or whatever it is. You know, he is a true gentleman. Please go follow this beautiful soul.
Seriously, and Echo, don't be blowing your wallet on us, man. Christmas time's around the corner, man. You enjoy that with your family.
Guys, for the record, the reason we pushed all of any like subathons, anything to the afterwards was because we did not want to stress you out financially. Obviously, we don't like, we're never asking for it really in the first place, but like, please take care of yourselves. We genuinely appreciate the support, absolutely, but everybody has real lives going on.
Yeah, and also, just in the interest of time, screw Endling, okay? And speaking of subs, we do have on January 8th a subathon coming up. Even though we just got hit with all the subs we needed for that subathon right here. January the 8th, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a subathon going on. We're going to be playing some Among Us. We're going to be playing some Rocket League, some Rogue Company, Jackbox, all other types of games in there. We're going to be having karaoke. We're having dancing. And if you guys want to be a part of that, please hit this link that we're about to drop for the Triumvirate Discord to stay updated. Also, we just hit 100 followers today as well. we want to say shout out to y'all for just making this
No,
possible.
we did. No shit.
Solid 100 followers. All
No.
these gift subs today. We got these people talking in chat. The support has been unreal for this year. I appreciate as you know, as the triumvirate goes, like the three of us, and you know, Willing's here. And he definitely appreciates it too.
I sure am.
We really, really love you guys and really appreciate this. You know, everything that we've been doing here, like, you guys make it keep going. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
If
Honestly,
I look
we are genuinely thrilled enough just when you guys are in chat, just like talking, just like conversing with us, arguing with us, whatever it is. Like, that is honestly the fuel for us. This is gluttonous, you know, icing on top.
So yeah, and then
If I look distracted, it's because I was opening up these people's Twitch channels and hitting that follow button. So
let me go. Let me go follow Echoes of Chaos my damn self too.
yeah, man, I was following Echoes. I was
Echo with the
following Miss
badge.
Panic.
Echo with the hype. Man, he is, yeah, I got a badge. Yes, you do, Echo. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Echo, you got one more. You got one more follower coming your way, brother. You got one more
Do
follower
not
coming your
follow
way.
me, damn it. Okay, guys, so make sure to go follow both the Tiny Tuna and the Dice Switch now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow the Dice Witch.
So speaking of chaos, all right. Sometimes it can be chaotic when you are a new gamer in a community, guys. So we have one special. We have a two-parter special topic for you guys. What does it mean to be?
Just real quick,
a
are
new...
we done talking about Endling? I'm guessing we are.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. What does it mean to be a new gamer in a community? This is one that has been brought to us by our special guest, Willing But No Able, came up with this question. So I'm gonna let him take off and explain what that means to him, or you know, the subject.
Okay. So I guess this is something that I have experienced relatively recently, because as I said in the opening, I'm firstly pretty new to Twitch in general, and secondly definitely super new to the game that I've been streaming, which is the fighting game genre. I didn't really have any grounding in it at all. I just sort of came in and started playing, and started trying to I guess like build a little community. For example, I'm getting involved, you know, like I'm helping to host a tournament for Street Fighter North American players in January, on January 8th, I think, American time. I think 9th. It'll be the 9th. So I should be able to attend the subathon, I hope. Because it'll be the 8th here. But anyway, I'm getting into this new community, and what I found is that there's a sort of a lot of gatekeeping going on in new gaming communities. Like when you come into a new gaming community, there's a lot of established people and personas already at large in that community, and then there, because of the way that Twitch is and because of the way that that gaming is communicated these days, you know, often with big streamers sitting on platforms. I love that everyone has just left, by the way. Don't worry. I believe I'm interesting. I believe I'm interesting.
They can hear you.
But what was I saying? People have, because of the way that Twitch is and that people follow big gaming streamers, they start sort of echoing what these streamers are saying. And you have a lot of people at the moderate to intermediate level who are professing to have knowledge or talking about things in a way where they... it's like they're trying to show you how knowledgeable they are about the game rather than actually engaging with you as a person. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I'm trying to work out how to phrase this.
They're more worried about being like knowledgeable in the game, like you say, as opposed to just playing the game and enjoying the social aspect about it. You know, I really agree with you on the like sentiment that there's a lot of gatekeeping that goes on, especially in today's world, you know? Like let's take Elden Ring for example. Not even to be on the topic of fighting games. Let's take Elden Ring for example, and how that's just essentially it's just open world Dark Souls, but you have so many people like feeling like it needs to be a specific way or it needs to be a specific thing, and you can't play Elden Ring unless you've played the other Dark Souls. Like you just won't understand, or you won't be able to comprehend the gameplay because of that. And it's like that's legitimately not how games work.
So I'll just give you an example of some of the things that I've heard when speaking to people. So when I first started playing fighting games and I started playing against people in the community who knew how to play, they would tell me that I played the game wrong. They would say, you do this too much. This is bad. You shouldn't do this. And I'd win a game and they'd say, well, you only beat me because you did this, and that's not the way you're meant to play. And it's like, but I beat you, right? Like, I mean, what do you mean it's not the way I'm meant to play? It worked, right, against you. And it worked against that guy over there. And you guys have been playing fighting games way longer than me. So, like, this seems like a viable thing to do in this situation. Another thing that I heard from someone who I was speaking to was they said, oh, why do you play the character that you play? And I said, because they're really fun. Like the character that I play, Birdie, who I play the most, he's a big fat guy. He drinks soda in the middle of his fighting game and rolls the can across the ground. Like he just makes me laugh and smile, and I'm having a good time when I'm playing him. Mm-hmm. And the person responded to me. They said, I don't remember the last time I played a fighting game for fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
that's bad.
And I was just like, what are you doing? Like, so there's sort of an overarching thing when you come into a community that it's not really just about having fun and being sort of welcomed or embraced. And I don't think that it's just in fighting games, because I had this experience
it's
when
in competitive games as a whole.
I think that it's in games as a whole. It just sticks out more in competitive games, especially fighting games, because they don't have the same range of game modes that like an FPS will have, you know? So like it's just straight up 1v1s all the time. Like that type of environment fosters like poor attitudes.
So there's this kind of segue with fighting games, because of the fact that like fighting games really do require you to do like 1v1s with people, and especially if you start going to tournaments, stuff like that. Like people have like an element of like over teaching, you know what I mean? Like with experiences that they got to base on their own, rather than, you know, like experiences just overall. And you know, that's one thing I hate. But what Willing was talking about earlier was, when somebody says you're playing the game wrong, it's like, dude, look, I understand that there's a certain way to play a game, you know what I mean, but that's not the only way to play a game. Yeah. And it becomes a matter of, okay, whether I'm playing this for enjoyment or whether I'm playing this to be competitive. And even if I'm playing it to be competitive, there are multiple ways to play it. You never know, like my way could be the better way. Now,
but I just want to build off before we move on to where you're going, because I really like where you're going. But I think one of the things about, at least for me, why I pick fighting games, and one of the things that, even though I'd never really played one before, 6 months ago, I've been playing literally fighting games. I've been playing them for 6 and a bit months. So, like, 6 months ago, I couldn't even do a special move. So that's where I am. But the reason why I picked fighting games was because I could choose, like, because it's just me, I could play this game however I wanted to play it, and see, you know, I could put my own spin on things without, if I'm playing like League of Legends or Call of Duty, and I'm like trying new things, or I'm like, you know, I don't know, if I was drunk off my head and I'm playing and there's someone trying to rank up and they're on my team, right? Maybe I'm dragging that person down. But with fighting games, I'm not dragging anyone down. It's just me having fun. And so to have someone who I'm playing against say, you're doing it wrong, I was like, I don't think that I am. Like,
That's the thing about that statement. There's no wrong way to play. Like,
Before you go on, Willie, check the sources real quick.
there's the what is that? There's the spammers. There's the people who play like take Tekken for example. Today I was playing Tekken, and I met what is her name? Lucky Chloe. I met a Lucky Chloe with a 29 win streak. I immediately realized how they got their win streak by playing like a fucking turtle. This dude lamed me out 3 times. He would hit me 1 time and then defend the entire fucking match. And it's like, I was getting mad and I was like, I wanted to be like, this is not the way you play Tekken. You don't play Tekken like this. But it's beating me. So it's like, this is the way he plays. I hate it. I hate it so fucking much. But this is just the way he plays. I just have to figure out how to outplay this, you know?
Yeah.
And like, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Willie, I want Willie to. I know you're doing your thing, but Willie, you want to go or you want to keep going?
Give me a second.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, people hate defensive play in fighting games. It's something that like is really not one of those things that are looked at well. A lot of people call it lame. It is actually an actual terminology in fighting games. It's lame style, which is a hella defensive, pokey kind of style.
and
Doesn't
Your goal.
you know what I call my motto? My motto is play lame, win game.
That's good. I like that. I like that a lot.
and Echoes of Chaos, man. You have a great rest of your night. And Tez, man, yes, please thank the Titans / follow Titans.
Thanks for coming through.
Yo, Echo, thank you so much. Echo, happy Merry Christmas Eve, buddy, and happy holidays, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Thank you again, buddy. Good night.
Thanks for that host.
Thank you for the host. Oh, that's what that was.
Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, but like lame style, but to kind of bring it back to where we were, like it's tough because so many people have so much they want to say, you know what I mean? And like a lot of, I'd say probably 75% of the time, it's usually like helpful, you know what I mean? Like, but sometimes it just turns into some troll, you know, type stuff. But for most people, it's just like, look, why don't you just let me play the game and show me how it's fun? Don't show me how to play it. Just show me how it's fun.
Yeah. Like that's exactly what it is. Like a little while ago, I had my girlfriend's best friend playing against me in Tekken. Like she didn't understand not near what any of the buttons did. But I was like, yo, pick this one character, spam moves, have fun to your heart's delight. She beat me like twice.
Hey!
I was sitting here like, okay, do I have to get more serious versus this like regular person who just picked up the controller? Like, no, I don't. Like, they're having fun. And if I turned up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna take you on as a real person and I'm gonna just like shit on you, they're not gonna have fun anymore. Like that, the point is for them to have fun. So press your buttons, do the random things, spam, like have fun with this game. It's supposed to make you smile and laugh, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, go Willie.
So, is this contained to the fighting community or just competitive games in general?
Competitive gaming in general.
Broad.
Okay, so thank you, because I actually, I have a very particular feeling about this. I respect sort of both sides of the coin to a degree, and let me explain. Gatekeeping is terrible, and it serves no purpose other than to alienate people and destroy a community, and it's just toxic and unfun. Do I, as somebody, like, I'm thinking of, like, my most competitive game at the moment, trying to make it Halo, but currently it's Rocket League. And to that end, like, Rocket League, when you're doing competitive, and I'm doing competitive, if I'm playing with somebody that's, like, just there to have fun, that's a bit of a different situation, but that's also because that's when you're, like, in ranked or something. Tournament. In general, I completely support the decision of having fun. But more importantly, I support it because even in the situations when you're not when I'm confronted with somebody that's maybe not playing as well as I am, I always remember to remind myself that I have had plenty of those games. And it is really and truly just about fun. Whenever I'm playing with other people and, you know, we're losing horribly, or, you know, we're really frustrated about something, I will always just remind my friends, never forget that we're playing a game of soccer with RC cars. Like, it's supposed to be a silly, fun experience. And through that, you can also learn and grow from it, but you're not going to have any incentive to get better if everybody on there and all the potential teachers you have are just going to be toxic assholes.
So
Yeah.
can I just say that the other thing that we need to be mindful of, or like I would like gaming communities to be mindful of and maybe grow a little bit to incorporate, is that not everyone is coming from the same place here. Like not everyone who picks up League of Legends or Rocket League or Street Fighter or anything like that wants to be the best player at that game that's ever played. All right, like some of them have, like if they're me, some of them have read a bunch of comics like this, and they think that that's sick, and they're like, oh man, I should pick up this game and try this character that I liked reading about. Some of them have watched Arcane, and they want to go online to League of Legends and play Jinx or Vi, and, you know, get a feel because Arcane made them hype. You know, that's not a person who's picking up the game because they want to be the greatest, you know, have the greatest KDA that was ever had in League of Legends. It's just not.
Yep.
And it's kind of weird that the gaming community is not more welcoming of those people.
So, if I may, because actually I think in what I had said touches base, because I've been thinking about this conversation myself for a while, and like, it's a very fascinating concept. Like, why, as a member of that community, you would think that you'd want that community to grow so that you'd have more competition if that's what you're interested in. Like, you'd want it to thrive and not suffer and dwindle. And so,
Yeah.
so let me finish my thought. So, and so to that end, you know what? I've actually lost my thought. Continue. Go ahead.
Well, I think we also got to understand the degree of separation here between a couple of topics that we're talking about, which is one is we're talking about the online scene versus two, the streaming / your buddy scene, and then three being the competitive scene as a whole.
Well,
Like,
that's what I wanted to touch into. Hey, good thing, man.
what's up, Ashak?
Shaw.
The idea
Yeah, sure.
of like the idea of people being online and having like these like rage fests and yelling at you and stuff like that, I don't think is indicative of the community as a whole, because obviously when you get to know people or they come onto your stream, most people are usually pretty chill.
Yes.
Like
and I just remembered what my thought was too. Okay.
oh, go ahead, get it out.
So, actually, and Kai, I think it's kind of funny that you're the one that made me think about this, because you were also there with me when I was playing Halo Ranked and I was raging a bit. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about just like what happened in that case? Like what's going on? What fuels this line of thought? And I think it's something very evident in the fighting community, and we've even seen it happen in with Kill 'Em Slowly. Like, these games make they force you to be on like level 10 with your reflexes, your thinking, and all this stuff. So you're basically inducing yourself into this fight or flight mode, and especially with a fighting game where you have to think aggressively about how to take down your opponent, it puts you in this mindset that makes it kind of unapproachable, which then kind of reads as like, oh, like you're just being toxic to me. So I'm not justifying or excusing anybody. That's not what I'm getting at here. I think that there is something in that, because even myself, as somebody that like always tries to give the benefit of the doubt, always tries to be understanding, I was like raging too, and it was just like, oh yeah, it's because it just kind of gets you so hot in the moment.
Yeah, it's the focus. I definitely feel like it's the focus of those games that make you react like that. You know, you get into the zone, as you said, and something doesn't work. Like, you know, you end up getting shot in the back because you didn't. You go around the corner, you ended up getting lit up by the whole team, or like you sitting there playing, you whiff your DP, and then you got like crazy punished for 100% of your life. Like, that stuff makes you aggravated because you're like, yo, I was so focused, and that was the exact situation that I was trying to avoid, and it happened anyway. Like, but the thing that I wanted to really get into was something that Willing was saying. It's like, let me like capture this. Gamers and gatekeeping and how those two things like work together, and the thought process behind that is actually really interesting. Like, you may think that people want new players to come in. Like, this is the truth about fighting games. They do want new players to come in. It's just in that same breath, they're afraid of the opinions of newer fighting game players, or newer game players on a general sense. Like, take this for example.
There's a certain threat about it.
There isn't a, it's not even, it's like there's a factual threat about it. Like, take Guilty Gear, take the most recent Guilty Gear that came out, right? So this game is pretty good. It's really simple and easy to learn, and has really caught the attention of a lot of new fighting game players. The thing about it is, it's legacy players, people who've been playing Guilty Gear since way before Xrd, since like the 90s, when it was like still on arcades and all that type of jazz or whatever. Like, they feel like trimming down so many mechanics to make this more user friendly for newer players actually like made them upset. They were upset because they feel like, you know, newer players are dictating how my game works. I've played this game every day since I was like 10 years old. I'm now 28, 29, and now you're dumbing down, you're essentially simplifying the mechanics for new people. Like,
that kind of segues into our second topic. So I think we can enter, not, you know, part two of this. Like, are we done with this, or do we want to?
I just want to say one more thing about this part before we move on to the evolving nature of games. But basically, what I was originally talking about was just being new to a gaming community, and I didn't mean to conflate, you know, I didn't really feel like I needed to specify that Twitch or competitive games or even non-competitive games are different, because in my experience, they haven't been. I mean, fighting games are a genre that I've come to recently. I came to MOBAs when I first started playing League of Legends, and I had exactly the same experience. People telling me there was a right and a wrong way to play. People telling me there were right items to build and wrong items to build. People telling me characters were good and other characters weren't worth picking. And before that, when I played an online game like World of Warcraft, there were, you only do this dungeon this way with these classes, you know. If you want to get in a high-level raid, you need to be this class. You know, you can't heal this raid as a druid. You need to heal it as a priest. Like, it's always been this way, and it's not unique to competitive games.
Yeah, you know, I realize what you're talking about is the metagaming. That is the core issue for new gamers, is the metagaming. Like, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry people don't really like get what I mean by metagaming. It's just that essentially metagaming is like when you look for like the best, like what you're essentially trying to do is maximize how much you get out of a game in the shortest amount of time. And honestly, willing, like what you say, like in the way you keep phrasing it, it sounds like this isn't really a gatekeeping issue. Like, gatekeeping plays its part in this, but this really feels like a metagaming issue. People are so stuck on the focus that you have to metagame when you play a game.
But isn't that in and of itself gatekeeping?
I mean,
I think that is gatekeeping.
Yes, that's why I said gatekeeping plays its part here. But metagaming is like metagaming is more than like the part of it that is gatekeeping. You know?
Okay, so I think it may be more. I think it may be appropriate to say it is gatekeeping through metagaming or something like that. Like it is the metagaming aspect of it that people are gatekeeping.
Yeah.
So, and like, I want to make sure we don't conflate terminologies as well. So, the term you're referring to, Malik, is optimization.
Oh yeah.
And metagaming basically is like the rock paper scissors effect of a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like in rock paper scissors, there's 3 options you can pick, right? Rock, paper, or scissors. But the metagame
Sitting here explaining how rock paper.
I know, but it goes to the point. But the meta game of rock paper scissors is the mind games that go behind it. What we're talking about is like, okay, how do you play a game optimally? That's saying, okay, this combo goes after this. This is unblockable. This is unbeatable. Whatever the case may be. But with optimization, the problem with that is we're not computers. You know what I mean? Like we will never like simply learn how to be the best at it that we are. And the problem is when people start talking about their opinions of what's the best options and what's to do and what's not to do, they kind of miss the whole point of like, hey, like I'm just a new player. I just want to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I think a really, if I may, a neat way of kind of tidying that up is to say, sometimes in the passion to basically rush other players up to where you are, you get lost in the fact that people picked it up because they wanted to have fun because it looked like it was supposed to be having fun, and you're like, oh, okay, well this is how you have fun, kind of thing.
Yeah, like I mean,
this is how you help me have fun.
I did that to you in Rocket League. Willing does that to me in League of Legends. You know what I mean? Me and Graham both did that to Malik in Tekken.
Yes.
Like where we're like, here's how you do this. This is what you should try to do. Maybe you should try these combos. Maybe you should do that. Even Willing and I go back and forth on Street Fighter about like what we could be doing to play the game better. You know what I mean?
But what you're talking about there is, I think, separate. I think you've conflated something here because that's strategy. There's a difference between strategy and saying to someone, well, hey, sorry, you picked a druid in World of Warcraft, and that means you can't heal this dungeon. You can't do it. It's not that we couldn't retailor the team to make it so that you could play with us. It's that we won't, because this is the optimal setup.
Yeah.
And that's different to strategy. It's just different.
There's a really, so it's funny that we're talking about this because the more we like explore the subject, the more like I realize that there's a really fine line between these things.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Really
I think I think it's all in the delivery, right? Because like that's what I'm saying. Is like there's a really fine line between trying to like explain, you know, X amount of years of updates, core changes, mechanic changes, like all this kind of stuff, and you telling the person how to have fun.
it's that's all it is. That's what we're talking about. Is like, yo, like watch how you say things to people and make sure you're not intruding on someone's ability to have a good time. You know what I mean?
There are fundamental things about games, right? Like for example, in League of Legends, you can't play League of Legends without getting money. You need to get money to buy items to play the game. That is the game that you're playing. Like you can't win Street Fighter without pressing buttons. Like you, these.
Oh
there
my
are
god! League of Legends is secretly Monopoly.
There are like fundamental things going on in games, and strategy and how to play a game, and like, oh, after this you can do that. Like those kinds of things are like the bit of gaming, I think, that should bring the community together, because that's like the knowledge share, you know? That's like, hey, like, here's this cool thing you can do. Like, you look like you're trying to do this. Why don't you try this? Because, like, this is super fun too. And then you try and you're like, wow, that is super fun. You know? That is a great combination. Like, that kind of stuff is the stuff that brings the community together. It's the other stuff. It's like, well, you shouldn't play this character because this character is flat out better. So why don't you just pick them? It's like, well,
You
I
know
like
what?
this character.
Can I take this opportunity?
Like-
Because it kind of seems like we're already doing this. Which brings us up to our next topic of what it means to be a gamer in a new gamer in a community.
Well, no, that was the topic we were just
That's
on.
the topic we're talking about.
But
The other topic is, are gamers afraid to evolve? Essentially.
yeah.
Oh, that's my bad.
But I'm gonna do this one last thing. Like, whether or not it's a good or a bad thing that, you know, people either give you advice or say, hey, don't play this character or play this character, has doesn't have much of a differential between the two. Some people don't like it when you tell them how to play. You know what I mean? Like, it's like sometimes, like, I'll be in the middle of playing a game and somebody, hey, like, you should try this, and it's like, hey, dude, shut up, I just want to enjoy my game. Like, and so they come from, we're talking about basically just not telling people what to do versus, you know what I mean? Like, okay, not over telling people what to do in any capacity, whether that be like, hey man, try this technique, or hey man, don't play this character, or hey man, you're not playing Street Fighter right. Like, it's just like, hey, sometimes I don't want to hear any of it. You know what I mean? Like,
in the spirit of that, and actually in the spirit of what we were talking about with iShow Speed, just a piece of advice that I'm gonna put out there into the Twitch internet gaming zeitgeist, which is, rather than saying don't, say, hey, just a heads up, this character can and can't do this can and can't do that, I don't know what you like, you know what I mean? Like, ask the questions like,
How about we really zero in on the language? Because this is why I used the language that I did at the start when I said people were telling me that I was playing the game wrong, right? That's different to maybe try this or you can do this. When someone comes in and says they see you doing something differently and they say you've chosen
not the way
you've
that
chosen
you
the
do it,
crap
yeah.
option.
Yeah.
Right, you chose a crap option.
Because that doesn't teach you anything. It doesn't tell. It just makes you feel bad about the situation. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Shit.
Is that
Nova Knox coming over.
Nova,
welcome, buddy.
with the whole read. I was about to say,
My guy Nova coming in. Shall we
Miss
move on
Smoke.
to Our Gamers Afraid to Evolve?
Yeah,
I think that's a
that.
great tie-off. Nova, thank you for helping us with that.
Yeah. So going into Our Gamers Are Afraid to Evolve, our final topic of the night, and Nova, happy to have you as well.
Nova!
Welcome in, Mrs. Smoke 907, first time
Miss
chatter. Welcome
Smoke.
in.
Ooh,
Hi,
Miss
hi, Miss Smoke. How are you today?
Yeah,
I know Miss Smoke. I know Miss Smoke.
Mm-hmm.
We want the smoke.
So bringing that up, Our Gamers Are Afraid to Evolve. So we were having this conversation along the lines of, again, Street Fighter, but it can also be a wider variety of a topic, where we were talking about basically when like new iterations of games come out or new updates for games come out, do games do the gamers that have a problem with this, like, are they just afraid to evolve? Are they afraid to become the new player? This is where we get into the argument of this isn't Street Fighter, or this isn't Overwatch, or this isn't Rocket League anymore, or whatever the case may be. So what do you guys think? We'll kick it off with Kill'em. What do you think, man?
I just think yes. I think that.
Thank you for the follow, Miss Smoke. Really appreciate it. We are doing excellently. How are you?
It's weird. It's like my first answer would usually be no. Gamers aren't afraid to evolve and change and all that stuff. Like, just look at the gaming industry and look how far it's come. But with those same words that I'm using, let's look at the gaming industry and how far it's come. And like, yes, gamers are afraid to change and evolve. They are afraid to grow in a lot of different ways. Bringing up what we were just talking about with the last topic, look at gatekeeping. Look at Pokemon. We got Pokemon up in the corner, right? Pokemon has made very little changes. I won't say very little, but like, if you count over the past 10 years, Pokemon has made very little to no changes. And we know the big glaring issues with Pokemon that they have right now, but like, their player base literally keeps buying into it no matter what. Let's talk about Call of Duty. Their player base consistently buys into Call of Duty no matter the case. Like, and I'm saying this and this may be like, well, yeah, so what? These are examples of gamers afraid to evolve, right? These are pure examples, because in Call of Duty's case, like if you take that game, you go, Call of Duty's essentially been the same game for the past like 5 games, which is 5 years worth of games. It's been essentially the same game. Like there's been no major difference probably since Advanced Warfare came out and you didn't have to do boots on the ground anymore. Like that was like the biggest like mechanical change of a Call of Duty. Before that, like you got Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3. Those are the biggest 2 changes before that. And like those are years apart. And like sure, I'm focusing on the games here, but the games stay the way that they are, and the games continue the way that they are because of the fans, because of the people who buy them, because of the people who put their money into them. Take FIFA for like you can literally just name games and it may seem like, well, this is the game flow. No, this is directly people speak with wallets.
Yeah, Mrs. Smoke brings up a nice point that actually I was gonna bring up too, which is I think there's a level of it that's linked to you like what you like, maybe not a fear of growing.
Yeah, there's that too. There's definitely that too.
Even on that, like I think there's something to be said about the fact that like, yes, you're right. Like there is speaking with your wallet, and like can't solely blame the devs. However, like I definitely know that I think that there's a difference to be said and be noted about when a game series that is doing well decides to take a risk or go in a different direction or something, and the fans not being there to support it because it's different and they don't want to change with the times, and a game fixing a thing in the next entry of something, which really just further breaks it into the eyes of the gamer.
Yeah.
And like I kind of wanted to like riff off of what Mrs. Smoke was saying, as well as is it always growth? You know what I mean? Like in the sense of when it comes to these games that come out, you know, whether it be the Street Fighter iterations, whether it be I actually an example I always like to use is Overwatch when Brigitte came out. When Brigitte came out in Overwatch, she like essentially for most players broke the game, created a brand new meta around Brigitte, and it showed that viewership was down. Players didn't like it. You know what I mean? There was a whole bunch of issues surrounding, Overwatch at that time, and then they had to eventually go back and change that thing. So when somebody says, hey, it's not this or it's not that, yes, there's a part of it where people are stuck in the past, but there is a part of it that might say like, hey, like maybe this isn't that good of a change either. You know,
I think there's some value to that for sure. And I think that there's definitely value to the comment that there's a level of people liking what they like and maybe not a fear of growing. But the thing about and the other thing is games do evolve quickly. Like tech evolves quickly, which is exciting, I think, if you're a game developer, because it allows you to try new things, and you want to try new things because you sort of want to take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to you as a designer, not just as like I mean, it's probably not too exciting to release the same Pokemon game every couple of years. I mean, it's a giant cash cow for sure, but it's probably not the most exciting thing to design if you're the designer that's been designing it for 10 years. So there's also that window. But in terms of is it growth, I think the answer to that is yes. In my opinion, it is always growth. Whether or not, as you pointed out, Kai, it's good growth or bad growth, because you can grow in the wrong direction, is up for debate. And when I don't know too much about Overwatch, but something that I do know about is the Resident Evil series, and there's been quite a manner of different installments across that game now. Like when you think about like 5 and 6, how different they were and what the reception was. Or like if you're a Final Fantasy fan, if you remember Final Fantasy 13, what that was like, right? These are really different games in the genres that sort of had been producing a similar-esque game for quite a long time, and they weren't received well. So that's not necessarily gamers being afraid to evolve. It's okay to find a TV show or a game or a book and put it down and be like, I just didn't like that. Like that's not a problem. But I don't think that gamers deal with change very well in general.
I don't think people deal with change, especially well.
I think gamers are particularly bad with it.
I am awesome to change.
No, I think that, but like there's something in all of this, and that is that there's an underlining message here that I think is important, which is that it's not, because kind of to go back to the other comment that we had about, like, you know, telling you how to enjoy your game. I mean, if you don't like the direction that a game is going, that's totally your opinion to not continue to support it. But on that same breath, I'll also say that if you support that game and or the devs, then at least give them the chance and the shot if they are trying to take a legitimate risk in an exciting new direction. I mean, you're only hurting yourself by not supporting them and by not giving it a chance. Now, it could totally suck, and that's totally fine. You may still not like it, but there is something to be said about just taking a risk on something. I mean, everybody got into that particular game because of somebody introduced it at some point in time. You took a chance on it at one point in time.
So my advice would be generally this, and I'm yet to find someone who openly disagrees with me on this point. But like,
I disagree.
If you have a game that you don't like, okay, like you've come across a game, like, I don't know, you were playing Street Fighter 4, you loved it. Street Fighter 5 came out, it's a different pace, you know, it's got some things that are similar, but some things that are radically different, and you just hate it, right? You live in a very privileged time, my friend. There are so many good games. We have talked about some exciting games that are about to come out on this very podcast. That, like, you are spoilt for choice right now. You are the richest man or woman or non-binary individual in the world right now in terms of your option for games. You have better games to play and better things to do than to come to me and tell me why I shouldn't be enjoying the game.
That is a very great way to look at it.
You don't know that because I don't have a lot going on in my life, Willing, okay?
I mean, there's something to be said for people who like literally come on to people's streams and like just talk shit. That's like, it was always a very weird thing. I was playing Kingdom Hearts one time, and this one guy came in and he was just like, "Oh, Kingdom Hearts 2 sucks. It's like, you just want to play a game about Disney characters and doesn't make any sense. If I wanted to have this complicated of a story, I just read a goddamn encyclopedia." I'm like, dude, like, where is all this like coming from? Where is this energy?
Sorry. First of all, Kingdom Hearts is not the most like complex story. Not to say that, not to belittle it. It's just like, really, like, it's not that hard of a story to follow.
It is convoluted. I will give it that.
It may be
It's
complex.
not supposed to be. It's supposed to be very easy to follow, but it's not because of how they did it.
It's very convoluted. It's like there's so many things going on. There's like 19 side games you gotta play.
My point is that there are games that exist out there that have far more complicated and poorly explained. I can think of one that begins with an H and an O and it has a 4 at the end of it that had a fantastic story but made no fucking sense until you went... No, I'm not going to get on that again.
But, I mean, yeah, I think that it's a combination of, like, point A, point B. For what for what Willing you're talking about specifically, yeah, like that's shot. You know what I mean? Like people who come in and tell you like, don't do that, don't play that, whatever the case may be, is wrong. It's like, hey, look, man, I'll buy it, I'll see how it is, I'll see what it does. And if you're berating anybody, you shouldn't do that. Though, to your other point, which was saying like people can like go and play other games, they have. Like the Street Fighter community at large has abandoned Street Fighter. And most people have gone on to Guilty Gear Strive until Street Fighter can prove itself yet again. But the problem is that with these kind of communities, like you have a basis of keeping that game afloat. Like Street Fighter V was kept afloat off the really the hopes and dreams of the player base that truly believed in that game and bought their DLCs even when it was crap, even when it didn't come out with a single player story, even when it didn't even have an arcade mode in it. So
yeah, that wasn't me.
Yeah, these people have they feel as though they have an investment of time, energy, and money into this game that they've been playing for so long, to where sometimes they do get a little bit out of control with it. And in other games as well, you really feel like you're a part of this community. You really feel like you're a part of this thing that's growing. And yes, I think what you're looking at a lot of times is like the outliers of a game and making that like the main basis of it all.
Well, maybe. I mean, it's very possible that is what I'm doing, but you have to understand that all I'm talking about is what I've experienced in the last 7 months of me playing a new game. Like, I'm not experiencing people come and speak to me and say, yeah, man, I've been playing fighting games since, Street Fighter Third Strike. Like, this game isn't that good, but like, you can learn a lot from this game. Like, here's how it works. Like, that's not the experience that I'm having. What you talk about, like, these people being the outliers. Where are all the other people? Why aren't I seeing them?
Me?
Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're the outlier in my experience, right? So, like, I mean, I think it's different if you're a streamer and you're talking about other streamers, because then you're dealing with another person that you can see who's accountable to what they say and do to you. But like, if you log on and you're a solo queue player like I was in League of Legends, and you try playing that game, try making friends in the game. Try making friends in League of Legends with people that you can't see. Right?
I definitely will co-sign that comment and that thought, because even like, I'm not saying that when I'm not streaming a game, I'll be like, screw you, you suck. Only done it once, but no. What I will say though is that there is definitely there's definitely a different like approach that you have to it, a different mindset that you have to it, much like what Willing was exactly bringing up. Like, when you're on camera, you're more accountable, but if you're not, then there's a like there's less liability of you being called out for your actions, like you specifically, as opposed to just like you being another person on the internet.
Yeah, the dice.
Let me tell you. Like, when I was playing on PlayStation 5, for example, I was playing Street Fighter on PlayStation 5. I never received a message from anyone saying, "Good game, man. Do you want to run some sets?" But I did receive messages from people saying, "I hope you die, you lame fuckhead."
No, but you're right. Like if Rocket League had that, I'm sure that I would be like just like deleting message after message of that kind of thing too. Like, that's definitely there's definitely a prevalence of toxicity in that.
Speaking of,
I definitely have my messages turned off, like, on PlayStation for that one reason.
Speaking of toxic behavior, though, like, if anybody didn't know,
that tells you something about the community. If you have to turn your messages off or mute the whole chat.
Oh no! If you play fighting games on Steam, Just know, guys, people can comment on your profile. Like, they'll leave like visible comments, like other people can see on your profile, and they can be very, very unnice things. Somebody called me a little bee spammer. I was just like, wow,
Yeah.
I gotta
But
be a spammer.
Wait,
and a
wait,
bee.
wait, 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 wait.
Wonderful.
Okay, so a B, like a B blank spammer, not like a B
Yeah.
button spammer. Okay. I just wanted to clarify, because both could possibly be true when it comes to fighting games.
Yeah. So what I was specifically talking about Rocket League. Rocket League was definitely the game that made me like turn off my messages because like I would get so many like people like they're like, oh, if I left chat too early, they couldn't say it in chat. Like we literally fought racists the other day in Rocket League.
We literally did. We literally were up against a team called the Kentucky Racists.
Yeah.
And
Wait. Do you mean racist? Like
Yeah.
No.
Like
Yeah,
they
no,
got
like-
cars,
no,
the
like
race-
like
handle was
Kentucky,
White
as
Lives
in
Matter.
like racism racists.
Yeah.
No,
the thing was
Adam, Abara, how blah, 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 blah. Words. Hi, how are you, buddy? Welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by.
yeah.
So I'm really with what Nova has written in the chat here, which he wrote, before I started streaming, I thought all gamers were ashholes. Streaming made me realize that there were still nice gamers out there. And that's the thing. Like, I know that we have this want to defend our communities. Like, we're like, people have been in this community, whatever community you're in, for a long time. You love the game, right? You've met nice people playing it. There are nice gamers out there. A lot of them. I bet there are. But the thing is, you're kidding yourself if you think when you log on to a game as a solo queue player that the community is going to be like these lovely people. Like, if you say, hey guys, I'm new, and they say, oh, hey, like, no one says, hey, like, let me give you some tips. That's not you never hear that, right? Like,
I never heard that.
Unfortunately, you don't really come out of an online experience being like, that was a really wholesome online community experience. Let me go blog about it.
Yeah, but the operative word here, ladies and gentlemen, is online. I think that's kind of the part we're getting at. Like, I don't know if you've had a chance to, I guess you've been on lockdown for a while, but you haven't had a chance to go out and see the tournament scene and see like the bonding that goes on in these types of places and the friendships that you can make. Me and Malik met at a freaking fighting game tournament.
But okay,
Like-
wait. I feel the need to absolutely point this out though. That is a totally different environment.
That's
tournament.
But
Okay,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Online, I don't care what platform you're on. It could be a video game. It could be politics.
Right,
it
but
could be
most people
music.
aren't playing at the tournament level. Like, you have to. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of them are, but like,
Yeah,
but
that's
also
another
people aren't going to
issue.
get to the tournament level if they're not even compelled to get there because everybody else is just being a giant fucking asshole.
Yeah, which is sad. Like, it's definitely like that. That's the whole.
Like, I'm not
Like-
I'm not invalidating your point. I'm not trying to do that because like you're completely right. Once you get to that point, like people have a much more like no, like I want to get better, I want to prove, I want to make friends, I want to grow, like that kind of thing. But until you get to that point, there's a lot of shit that you have to get.
I get
But
what you're
also, like-
saying, but like, there's the whole like look at Reddit. Like I know Reddit is sometimes not the best example for these things, but look at Reddit. There's still all those people aren't competitive. You can find it like low sodium cyberpunk, right? That is a non-competitive group of gamers. They're all into cyberpunk, and they're just so supportive of the game and of each other, and that's what I see in a gaming community, right? But if you go literally to Cyberpunk 2077, the main Reddit, you'll see nothing but toxicity. Like, everybody in there is toxic to the point where you'll be like, do you guys even like this game? Like,
I do understand the difference between like online and offline communities because quite literally I am paid by an organization to
You don't need to
create
rub in your awesome
offline
job to us,
places.
Willing. God damn it! All right,
No.
stop
But
rubbing
like,
it in.
but like, I'm just saying, like, I understand the difference between face-to-face gaming and online gaming because I live this dual life, right? So I've seen the difference between these two things. But there's something about the fact that most people, like if you've just finished watching Arcane, you've never played League of Legends before, and you think, damn, that was cool, I want to try it. How do you don't go down to a local place where you play with 10 other people. Like you go online, you log on, and you start playing this game. And that is the gaming community that you see. Right?
You know,
That-
what you're talking about, Willing, makes me think of, and I'm gonna do a minor plug here, really not gonna spend a lot of time on it. If you are interested in Rocket League player, the Triumvirate does have a club specifically to combat this kind of thing, to have a healthy, fun environment. That's all I'm gonna say about it right now. But in that line of thinking, it made me realize that there really like it would do justice on the side of the development, on like the game company side of things, to like have an official like community and club for these kinds of things that you can then be like, hey, like, do you want to go practice on this? Like, this is a club for this. Like, promoting like the healthier clubs and that kind of thing, or the groups or whatever it is, because you can find those people online. You can, believe it or not everybody on the internet is actually a dick. It sometimes is hard to believe, but it is true. But it can be really, really hard to find those people, especially when you don't know where to look or you're brand new in a community. And there is a certain amount of hand-holding, I think, that can happen on side of the developers to promote the healthier sides of communities.
If you guys will allow me to close out this topic, I'll close it out by saying, and I think that that's what everyone on this podcast, and probably a lot of the people in the chat right now, do on their streams and in their communities every day, because we want to create sort of safe, inclusive, fun communities. Like, I go to High Fly Guy Kai's channel all the time, and I have a great time. Every time I'm hanging out with Silly Willy TV, when he's playing Red Dead Redemption in his hat and his getup, I'm having an amazing time talking to the chat, hanging out with Die Switch. You know, all the communities that we create are also a big part of the gaming community. And I don't mean to sound like I'm overshadowing that or I'm disrespecting that, because I'm not. I think that is the very best thing that gaming has to offer. And what you guys have done, Kai, Killam, Silly, all the people who are stream in the chat, what I'm trying to do on my channel over at Willing But No Able, like, that stuff matters, man. Like, we need you get out of stuff what you put in, and the step to fixing all of this stuff starts with us. Like, so
Definitely.
Well said.
It starts small and then grows big, and that is not a euphemism. Yeah, so
And my last piece of advice is, if you're looking to get into a game, don't start by going to online multiplayer.
Do not.
Go find yourself some people that are pretty cool, that want to help you out, that want to show you the ropes, that are cool. Search the Reddit,
honestly, I would say that this is one of those opportunities where it's like, I mean, obviously I want to plug our own Discord, but like, also Discord communities are great for this kind of thing. Because you can, even if it's not a Discord dedicated to that particular game, I can know, speaking on our behalf, between the three of us, myself, Kai, and Killam, and, you know, even by extension, Willing, like, all of us have a huge breadth of games that we all play for, and not also the community that we have. And so even if it's not a community dedicated to something, I can guarantee you that if you ask a question like, hey, does anybody else play? We literally have a section in our Discord for finding other people to play with.
Yes, literally have that for that reason.
You say you don't want to plug your Discord, man. I will plug your Discord, guys. The Triumvirate Discord. You guys want to go hang out there? Trust me. It is such a lovely place. There is nothing but kind people. It is one of the nicest communities in gaming that I have experienced in my short time getting into the gaming community. It's how I found these lovely gentlemen, and I ended up here hanging out with Willie, Killam, and Kai, three of the best. So definitely, if you're not there, which all of you probably are, then you will not regret your life choice to join that Discord. Trust me.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
I think we've had some great conversations. I think we've had some great times. We've evolved as gamers. We've had good conversations. We want to give a special shout out to our guest, Willing But No Able, for coming through and blessing us with the facts and his ideas and opinions. Willing, we appreciate you, boss.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I just
We
got real
appreciate
huge on the
you.
screen. Get big on him.
We appreciate you this much.
Willing is the stream now.
I apparently have taken over the stream. I don't know what to do. What do I do?
Willing But No Able take over.
What am I doing?
Okay, wait, guys, before we go any further, Dice has a special request from us. He says, "Gentlemen, I need 4 colors, one from each of you."
Ooh.
So wait, let's do this.
All right.
In the spirit of things, why don't you take us out with some outros and give us your favorite, give us color.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
we did.
Well, sorry, did I lose you guys?
No?
Could you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Oh yeah, I'm back. Sorry. All right, so outro is coming out. It's your boy, the highest, the flyest, the guyest, the highest of all time. It's Mr. High Fly Guy Kai himself. Appreciate you guys for coming to the stream. It's been fantastic. Don't forget, January the 8th, we got the subathon, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my color is yellow.
Nice. I'm gonna roll into it with the second one. You know, I'm young, kill 'em slowly, the boy you already know, yo. But thank you everybody who came out here. Thank you Chaos for the 11 gift subs, Tiny Tuna, Machina, the Dice Switch, Willing yourself. The subs are greatly appreciated. Everybody who came in with the follows in the young chatty chats, I appreciate it. And my color is going to be purple.
We jumped up with so many subs, it's crazy.
All right, I'll go next, and then
Yes,
Willie can close us out.
Please,
So,
thank you.
So, guys, thank you for having me on the channel. I'm Will from Willing But No Able. If you wanna come hang out with me, please head over to my channel. I'd love to see you guys there. Now, with that being said, I mean, it's been an amazing podcast. I had such a great time talking. I know it got a little bit heated and a little bit dicey sometimes, but like, hey man, it's all in good fun. And my color is teal.
Teal. All right.
Actually, I'm glad you chose that color, Willing, and I'll let you know why. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that. Okay. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. I'm not even kidding you when I'm looking at this, like, the amount of support that we've gotten tonight could not have been a better gift to us as our final show for the year. And I'm gonna sound a bit like a broken record right now, but thank you. Just thank you all so much. Not only for being here, but also for, like, the financial support.
Yes.
It's not...
Yes.
It's the subs, the follows, the bits, the raids, all of it. It blew my mind. It literally blew my mind. I was not nearly expecting this amazing of a turnout for a final show, and this is the best possible way that we could have capped this season off, and it is entirely due to you guys. Thank you for that. To that end,
We'll say white.
no, that's not. But now I kind of want to. No, guys, my name is silly_WillyTV. Thank you all so much for being here. My color of choice is a deep red maroon. I'll put that in there as well. I don't think I'm spelling maroon right, but that's okay.
Just remember Maroon 5.
I was thinking of that exact same thing. I'm not proud of it. Guys, with that in mind, like Kai has said, we have a Wowapalooza subathon coming up. I'm gonna call it a streamathon, but it's really subathon. Anyways, coming up on the 8th, We are going to have dancing. We are going to have games, which we hope a lot of you, if not all of you, will join us for, because they are pretty much all multiplayer, and we want to get into some carnage and fun and goals and whatever else with you guys, and dance parties. It's going to be a blast. There's going to be giveaways. Thrilled to have you there. January 8th, 12 p.m. We are now going to be raiding out to Machina, one of the kindest people that showed us support tonight, both in being here and with all the gift bombs. Please, 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 you see that try love button that she probably allow you to have now because she bought a bunch of people gifted subs. Show her the thanks by spamming the crap out of that when we go to see her show. Friends, fam of the try, from all of us here, we wish you the happiest and safest of holidays. Safe travels wherever you go. Nothing but love from all of us here. We will see you all in the new year. Until then, have a great evening, afternoon, wherever you may be. Stay happy and healthy. One love. We have 8. Let's do a New Year's countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stalling for a time. Bye, guys. Much love. Take it easy.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. Season's greetings.
You're going already.
Here we go. There we go.
Nice.
Oh man. Well, that was a bunch of fun.
Right?
Just...
You had a good time?
Oh yeah, I had a great time.
Being
Awesome.
here, guy. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thanks for having me on. Like, I mean, and for the whole show, man. Like, guys, thanks so much.
Guys, hold on just 1 second.
I hope it went okay in your mind. I mean, you guys made
Oh,
out
yeah.
like bandits today. Like, you,
Oh,
you
y'all,
guys-
dude, Willing, you were,
Yeah, you're like a
any
good
of
luck
our
charm.
viewers,